Twilight footy at the SCG for AFL Nation. The Swans up against the Lions. 4th v 3rd. Match of the round in many people's books. A big conclusion to round 7. Phil Pryor with you from the SCG alongside Nick Davis. Both teams are completing their warm-up for Ream. Ask your plumber to install a Ream steady, hot and strong. Nick Davis, just very quickly, let's consult the Kubota cast for a weather report for Kubota. Together we are shaping and building Australia. How's it looking out there at the SCG, mate?
Well, Phil, it's finally stopped raining in Sydney. We've been blessed with a few sunny days. So, no, it's a fine night here at the SCG. Generally, you get a little bit of dew on the ground here, but a slight breeze, probably favouring right of your radio dial, but beautiful conditions for football.
Kubota shaping and building Australia. Let's get an odds update from Sportsbet, or thanks to Sportsbet. Gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858.
It's time for an odds update. Thanks to Sportsbet. Sportsbet's bet with mates. Gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858.
Massive flip of the coin, this one, between Sydney and Brisbane. It should really define the season for either of these sides. $1.84 for Sydney, $1.96 for Brisbane. That line, it's just 2.5 points. If you're going for either side, have a look at the big win, little win market to get a little bit more value, because you'd assume that it won't be more than 39 points winning there for either side. Now, a player that I'm looking into, Will Hayward, for 2 or more goals. It's paying at $3.80 for him to have 2 or more goals. He's been an absolute superstar this year. He's had 3 2-goal games this season. I think that he might be able to get onto that. Such a great value there. So that's going to go into a same game multi. And I'm looking at the overs as well. Both these two teams are very high scoring teams, and the line for the total points, overs and unders, is just set at 169 points. So you'd think this should be high scoring, and that's going to give you good value there of $4.75. Good luck, but please always do gamble responsibly.
Yeah, that's all thanks to Sportsbet. Of course, gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858. Our game today is for Holmes Glen. Study with the Saints at Holmes Glen. And Nick Davis, it's time to do an unmissable moment for Drinkwise. Choose to Drinkwise. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise. And I think today's one is relatively straightforward, mate.
Yeah, it is. And the banner's just gone up for this man, number 13, Ollie Florent, 100 games. I was lucky enough to be here when he walked through the door from Mentone down there in Melbourne, and what he's been able to do to carve out a really good career here at the Sydney Swans on the wing and through the midfield is credit to him and his family. He's had a few things go against him in life, but he's a great character. He's a great kid, and he's 100 games at the Sydney Swans Football Club is a great effort and a great reward. So yeah, the unmissable moment today will be 100 games for Ollie Florent.
Yeah, 11th pick in the 2016 draft, made his debut here at the SCG in 2017, round 1, up against Port Adelaide, as this Swans lineup do make their way onto the iconic Sydney cricket ground at this very moment. Well done to 23-year-old Ollie Florent out of the Sandringham Dragons in the TAC Cup, and he just continues to get better and better, the number 13 for Sydney. He's raised his game every year since coming into the league. Now, of course, Signet are powering the commentary team for the upcoming game. Stay charged with Signet. We've got about 11 minutes until the first bounce here at the SCG. Nick Davis, let's get a quick ground report for Pope, the better way to water. How's it looking out there?
It's looking really good. The SCG is in pretty good condition. Short and fast field today. The grass hasn't had a really good opportunity to grow, given the fact that it's been raining so much and not a lot of sun. The centre wicket area has got plenty of grass on it. It sounds like we're at the cricket, but the centre wicket area has got plenty of grass on it. The ground staff here do a really good job, and the field is in perfect condition for today's game.
Yeah, we're very lucky that finally we've had a couple some dry conditions just to make sure we've got a ripping game of top 4 footy on our hands. That's for Pope's Drippies. Makes drip irrigation a breeze. Now we're getting close. We're about 10 minutes away from the first bounce here at the SCG. Just quickly, though, based on other results across round 7, last night Port Adelaide getting the job done. That was a 1-point win over the Saints, of course. One of the obviously right down to the wire. It was pretty exceptional. Who made the game easy from last night's game? For Kennard's hire, they make your job easy. Talk to someone who has taken the Ken oath today. Who was it?
Robbie Gray. Robbie Gray made the game easy at the end. He was cool under pressure. Look, probably the conditions made it an easier game for it to be close at the end, but Robbie Gray's composure and decision-making under pressure, he knew when he got that ball out on the half-forward line that there wouldn't be that much time left on the clock, and all he needed to do was, get a score. He didn't try and make it any harder than what it really was, and for him to get that, the decisive point to give Port the win, and then to take that the mark out of the quick kick from the scramble. So Robbie Gray, he was the difference there last night for me.
Yeah, an interesting affair, that one between the Saints and Port. 4 goals, 18 for St Kilda, 42 points. Port Adelaide, 5 goals, 13, 43. Now, winners over the weekend, Richmond, they were massive winners, 109 points on Friday night over West Coast. Freo got a 3-point win over Geelong. GWS 59-point winners over Adelaide. The Melbourne Demons, they got another win to keep their unbeaten run going so far this season by 10 points over the Hawks. We mentioned, of course, Port 1-point winners over St Kilda. Carlton ran away 50-point winners over North Melbourne. And today, so far, in the earlier games, Collingwood, they got the job done by 25 points over the Gold Coast Suns in that one. 17 goals, 13, 115 to Gold Coast. 14 goals, 6, 90. And it's half-time in the other game happening right now between the Western Bulldogs and Essendon at Marvel Stadium. It's the Western Bulldogs by 14 points right now. 6 goals, 3, 39 to the Bombers, 3, 7, 25. And, so plenty of interesting action across round 7, but it doesn't get any more interesting and exciting than right here at the SCG for the final match of the round, a top 4 showdown. Who becomes the number 1 contender? That is the big question. Now, Nick Davis, we had a brief conversation about Callum Mills in the previous segment. He's obviously in red-hot form, 37 touches, a career high for him last week. And you mentioned that transition into the midfield, pretty much that new role as of last season, and he continues to go from strength to strength in there now. Nick, from your experience, did the 4 or 5 years that he started his career down back help him become a better midfield? Because what some of the talk out of last week, he had 37 of his own, but he kind of nullified the impact of Tom Mitchell at the same time, and surely that doesn't happen without spending so long and learning his craft down back. Is that a statement?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Look, sometimes you get the midfielders that come straight out of the underage competitions, the NAB league or academies or wherever they come from, that they've been good players for their whole life, and they've been midfielders, and they've just learned how to get the ball, and they do that very well. But defensively, they can be a little bit poor. So what Callum was able to do, he was a very good player coming out of the Swans Academy. He played midfield for the Swans Academy, but then coming into that Sydney Swan side, it was George Hewitt, Luke Parker, Josh Kennedy, and Tom Mitchell was there when Callum Mills arrived, and he was unable to get into the midfield. He learned his craft at half-back. He learned to value the defensive side of the game. And now, when he's gone into the midfield, he still remembers what he was able to do as a kid and get the footy. But the recency bias in his mind is he knows how to defend as well. So he's able to, if you've got a double-edged sword in there in the midfield, someone that can get the ball 30-plus times and your opponent keep them under 20, you become a very, very valuable player in your team and in the competition.
Yeah, that's certainly the case. Just over 5 minutes before the first bounce, and of course, full ground defence is going to be vitally important for the Swans here today. Brisbane, they come into this game as the most lethal scoring side in the league, averaging 16 goals per game. Now, the Swans sit second on that list just quietly, so we could be in for an absolute bell ringer as far as the points are concerned in this game. But, Nick, one more big question I had for you heading into this affair is how the backline how things are going to be structured up, because the Swans, they've obviously made the 2 changes. Sam Reid comes in at the front end, of course, for Logan McDonald. But then down back, Paddy McCartan, who's been playing that intercept role and playing against one of the opposition talls, has been doing a standout job. But Tom Papley comes into the team as his replacement. So they are one shorter down back in terms of, like for like and height. How does that look in your mind?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to see how that plays out. Who plays that intercept marker? Look, the McCartan boys down there, along with Dane Rampy. I think Paddy McCartan was second or third, maybe even first in the AFL for intercept marks, and it's something that has allowed the Swans to be able to rebound outside 50 pretty quickly. Look, it could be Ollie Florent that goes down there and plays across half-back. Probably not going to be the intercept marker, but it's going to be the matchups are going to be quite interesting. Probably the Tom Papley one, it's going to be quite interesting to see how quickly the little man runs out of petrol, because he plays a lot on emotion and he's very energetic how he goes about it. So he won't warm into the game. Tom Papley, he'll be up and about from the first bounce, and how quickly the second wind kicks in for little Paps will be interesting for the Swans forward balance as well. But probably the key for me is, look, Tom McCartan, what he can do down back versus what Harris Andrews can do down back for the Brisbane Lions. He is, one of the premier key defenders in the competition, and the matchup there, whether it be Franklin, whether it's McLean or Reid, he's a key defender for them.
I was going to say, they have like for likes up there, don't they, with the 3 tools? You've got Darcy Gardner, Harris Andrews, Marcus Adams. The Swans, they've got a tall forward line as well, with Reid coming in, Buddy and Hayden McLean as well, so they do match up pretty well down there. Yeah,
they do. It's going to be an interesting game. We've spoken a lot about the bookends of the field, but at the SCG, nearly every time I come commentate a game here on AFL Nation, my number one thing and the thing I look for is centre clearance here at the SCG. If you can dominate the centre clearance, if you can win time in your forward half directly from the centre bounce, it makes such a difference. It is a huge difference. You can have as many possessions as you like down and around the wings here. It's a long way home. But if you can get your hands on the footy first, you get a dominant ruckman in the centre square, down to your midfield, and you can go forward, it puts a lot of pressure on the defence of the opposition.
It sure does. That was the pre-game show here on AFL Nation for Thirsty Camel Bottle Shops. Answer the Camel's call. Thirsty Camel Bottle Shops. The bounce is 2 minutes away. It's Phil Pryor with you alongside 168 gamer Nick Davis. 97 of those were with the Sydney Swans, of course. He is a bit of a Swannies expert, does plenty of great work for Aussie Rules football here in Sydney as well. No doubt about that. Nick Davis, give us a tip and give us your key matchup just before bounce.
Well, the key matchup for me is probably the 2 guys that are about to shake hands in the middle now. You've got Lachie Neale and Callum Mills. I think if those 2 guys they'll go head-to-head in the centre bounce there for their respective sides. I think that's the key matchup there. Look, with no great confidence and all, look, it's probably the Swans by less than a kick. I'd say 3 points to the Sydney Swans.
Okay, yeah, there we go. The opening bounce is just moments away for Tyre Power. Tyre Power, tyre safety experts, week in, week out. As you can hear the siren in the background here at the SCG, 1 minute away. Players from the Sydney Swans, they have now had their pre-bounce huddle, and they disperse now to both ends of the ground. It does look as though the Swans will be kicking towards the Surrey end first of all. That's where Papley is headed. Nick Blakey as well, who has been playing some down back. In fact, Papley's starting in the middle.
Fair indication there that I think John Longmire understands what Tom Papley is all about. They're going to give him first crack here in the centre bounce. He'll go for 2 or 3 minutes in the centre bounce and then shoot his way forward. It's a message to the rest of the team that your energy provider is back in the side. And it's a good indication of where he sits, Tom Papley, in the hierarchy at the Sydney Swans. At your first game back for a while, you're going to start in the centre bounce, and it's all important there. Swans go into the Randwick end, the Lions up to the Paddington end.
The Paddington end, yeah. Tyre Power, your match day favourites for tyre safety. Let's get it on at the SCG. Fourth up against third, and it's going to be a ball up straight away. Callum Mills, he was wrapped up, so the ball is heading back into the air right in the middle. Big Oscar McInerney, he wins the first disposal of the day, but it ends up into the hands of Heaney. He got it to Papley, and the Swans are moving forward now through Hayward. Inside 50, that's been chopped off nicely there from Darcy Gardner in the left back pocket for the Lions as they settle things down through Dane Zorko. Zorko goes short to Dan Rich. They're at left half back, and they're going to take their time here.
Tom Papley with the first probably centre clearance to come from a rebound, but look, the Swans, I think in that area they would have been looking for a better entry than that.
Rich goes long down the line. It ends up into the arms of Rampy, but that one has hit the deck. So now it's the Lions with their first inside 50, and McStay hits up Charlie Cameron. The mark has been paid about 35 metres out on a pretty acute angle just in front of the members' pavilion here at the SCG. First shot on goal in this ball game. McDonald's order via the My Maccas app and start earning today. Charlie Cameron, he's going to go around the body with this attempt onto that favoured right boot. Distance probably not going to be a problem. He's caught the belly of the ball. It's going across the face. There will be no score. It hits the deck now, and Zach Bailey, 6 goals last week in the Q Clash, is going to be wrapped up in that right forward pocket for the Lions.
Yeah, not sure about the round the body there from Charlie Cameron, because you bring play on, and Luke Parker and the Swans were quite aware of that, and he had to rush it. Didn't quite hit it as sweetly as he would have liked, and no score.
Laddams with a hurried handball. It ended up being turned over. Bailey with a kick just straight up into the air. It came down for Blakey. Rampy under a bit of pressure. In fact, the umpire is going to have a chat to the goal umpire as to whether or not he kicked it out of bounds on the full or he had already run it through for a minor score. In fact, we're going to have a replay, a goal review, thanks to Easy Debit. Join Easy Debit today. Easy Debit for simple payment solutions. Join Easy Debit today. What do you reckon about this one, Nick Davis?
Yeah, I don't think that crosses the line. I think the whole ball has to be across. Pretty sure it doesn't cross the line there. And
here it comes through now. They're going to go no score, which could mean it's out of bounds on the full, and the Lions have another good opportunity. Although by the looks of things, they're setting up for a stoppage at the top of the goal square. So that's a slight let off for the Swans now, as it was big. It was Darcy Fort that got the tap down, and Rowbottom's going to be wrapped up just in front of the top of the goal square.
Plenty of numbers in this forward stoppage for the Lions. They're pretty active, though.
Danger still there. It comes out to Archie, who got it onto McCluggage from a tight angle. Has to work it back towards the teeth of goal, and Fort's kick was smothered across. So the first score in this game on the Robot Building Supply scoreboard. Robot's got it. It's the Brisbane Lions. 0 goals, 1 out in front of the Swans. Just 1 point in this game so far.
Yeah, good start there from the Lions. They had a couple of shots on goal, but the Swans were able to exit really well there from this kick out.
Yeah, Sam Reid coming at the ball well. He gets it onto Laddams in the centre of the ground. Now Blakey handballs to Rowbottom, and that's a good entry inside forward 50. Papley back in the team for his first game this year. Couldn't quite take the mark. Berry's with it in the back left pocket now. Starcevic has to work around one, and then he hurries it onto the boot, sends it long down the line on the inside wing. It's coming back, though. Lloyd now using it by hand this time. Papley's handball goes back behind Lloyd. He gets it again. Papley goes out to Heaney, who has a bit of room. Isaac Heaney, and that's unselfish. Lowers the eyes, gets it to Will Hayward. Deep in that pocket. It is a tight attempt from here, but Will Hayward's going to have a shot on goal.
Yeah, great call. Unselfish there from Isaac Heaney. And when you've kicked enough goals during the start of the season, you're happy to dish one off. But Tom Papley started well. He's had 4 or 5 possessions. Now he's heading off.
Hayward on that non-preferred left tries to work it around, and it's missed everything across the face. Score remains 0 goals, 0 the Swans to Brisbane's 0 goal 1. So just the 1 point early on in this ball game at the SCG.
4 minutes, little Paps lasted on the field, started in the centre bounce, went forward. I said 5 possessions early. They'll be happy with that return there from Tom Papley.
Nick Davis is our expert for buymystock.com.au. The ball's in dispute at left half forward for the Swans. It gets to Blakey now, who's going to wheel around and send it into the Franklin direction. First sighting of him, it falls to McLean, who's going to be wrapped up inside the Swans forward 50. Hayden McLean just unable to get that ball away. So the umpire's going to throw it up. Danger still there for the Brisbane Lions, and good defensive work inside that forward half for Sydney. It's going to be another ball up now.
Yeah, the Swans have been able to set up a bit of protection around this stoppage. They'll be looking to keep the ball inside him.
So the Lions work it away now. Berry got it onto Lockie Neal for his first disposal, but it's going to be smothered out of bounds. Still inside defensive 50 for the Lions, and the fans enjoyed that one.
The Lions midfield, you've got it's McCluggage going to Mills, Starcevic on Goulden coming up as a high half forward, half back.
So ball back in now. McInerney the tap down to no one. Rowbottom tries to scoop it up and find a teammate. Now it gets socket off the deck behind McInerney. Ball now on the outer wing, and it's going to be called.
Yeah, the umpire's had enough. He wanted.
Yeah,
stoppages.
So McInerney's ball, it was deliberate out of bounds. He puts it inside forward 50 again, but Jared Berry chops it off superbly and takes the grab for the Brisbane Lions about 20 or 30 metres out from their own goal, and Berry's just going to settle things down, and he shapes to go long, but he's pinpointed a pass there to Archie, who is right on defensive 50 now, sending it to the outer wing.
Well done there from Brisbane. It's in their game. It's in their style of play. They don't really want to blast the ball out of their back half. And here at the SCG, giving it such a wide ground across the flanks, you're able to spread the defence around. You can chip and use the ball out, get it to sort of centre wing before you need to go long, which they did there.
Yeah, out of bounds on the outer wing. A score update for Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got it. Still just the 1 point so far in this ball game, the Brisbane. 1 minor score. The Swans do have a chance to go back inside 50 right here, though. Will Hayward marks it right half forward, and he's going to go very long in the Sam Reid direction. And Harris Andrew got the fist through, and it's out of bounds. So good defence there from Andrews, and the ball's out of play, so it will be thrown in. Still inside the Swans forward 50. They're starting to build it. I-50s, Nick Davis.
He is. He's very, very good at that, Harris. You think as a forward, you've got the drop, you're at the back, and you're going to take an easy mark, but he's got the long gadget arms, and he spoils the ball out of bounds very well. Laddam's
tap took it back towards the boundary, and it goes out of play once again. So the Swans, they're building pressure inside forward 50, but yet to open their account in this game so far. And we've had nearly 8 minutes of play, just the one score so far in this game. Ball back in play now. Rowbottom with good strength, got away from Neal. Now Heaney tried to handball it to Chad Warner, but there's just so much traffic in there right now. Harris Andrews, he was able to have 2 bites of the cherry. He clears now defensive 50. It's a 2-on-1, but Darcy Fort's done pretty well to come down with it for the Lions. He now sends a handball out towards that boundary line. Rowbottom's going after it, so is Noah Answorth, and he's certainly helped the ball out over the boundary line in front of the Swans bunker, but the umpire says that the ball will be thrown in on the inside wing. Just the one score. 8.5 minutes gone here at the SCG. Oscar McInerney just sends it downfield. Papley now got the handball to Laddams. And Braden Campbell, he's tackled strongly there by Hugh McCluggage, and he's going to win a free kick for his troubles there as well.
He is. At the moment, the Lions will be sort of happy with this stoppage game. I think they've got a dominance in the ruck, 7 hit-outs to 2, and clearances 6 to 4.
Mills goes real short to Kennedy in the middle of the ground. It's coming back inside D50 for the Lions here. The Swans certainly building pressure. Kennedy tried to go to Warner, but it went over the top of him and also Kadeem Coleman, and it's ended up into the hands of Callum Archie waiting back there, who's going to exit on the outer portion of the SCG. Overheads, 1 bounce, and over the ropes on the outer wing. Just the one score, 9.5 minutes gone on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. Robot's got it. So still no goals and nearly 10 minutes gone in this game, Nick Davis.
No goals. It's been a really contested, plenty of stoppages, as I mentioned before. The Lions winning the hit-outs 8-2 and the clearances, but the Swans winning the ball on the outside uncontested 21-11.
It's coming back, buddy. Nearly took the mark. Well defended from Gardner. Got the fist on there. Kennedy now coming away with it just on 50 for the Swans. It exits. Laddams is told to play on. A hand on that footy. Mills now back inside 50. Goulden marked what he should have taken. Has another crack. Errol Goulden gets the Swans going in this game. 10 minutes gone and we finally have a goal here at the SCG. Errol Goulden hits the scoreboard for Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got it. Eventually the Brisbane Lions cracked.
Yes, they did. They've been able to, have dominance in the clearances there, the Lions. They won the clearance again, but it was the Swans on the outside with their dominance in the first 10 minutes of uncontested football. Callum Mills was able to look across the ground, find Errol Goulden sort of outside the Lions' defence, inside 50. He probably did drop what he should have taken, but he was clean enough and skillful enough to be able to get back on the footy and kick the first goal of the game. And as Errol blasts around the SCG there.
Around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day. It's the Western Bulldogs by 26 points down at Marvel Stadium midway through the third quarter down there in Melbourne. We mentioned heading into this game, it's the most lethal scoring side up against the second most lethal scoring side, but we haven't seen a lot of that so far as play gets back underway in the middle of the SCG. Jared Lyons, his disposal went nowhere out of the middle, and now it's back into the possession of Sydney. Coming off half-back, Campbell goes along with that left, and that is a fantastic mark in front of the goal square from Harris Andrews. Got a little bit of that right knee onto the back of McLean as well. Potentially a hanger of the day thanks to hangmytv.com.au, who sends it long.
And just got matched by Joe Danaher out on the outer wing. So Harris Andrews was winning for about 28 seconds and then Joe Danaher. But I'm really interested in how the Swans are going to go forward there. I love the Lions defence. Andrews, Adams and McStay, three key tools. It could be the smalls of the Swans that trouble them. What is going to happen is as the Sydney Swans, the message will come down to Hayden McLean that you might get outmarked, but we just can't have intercept marks. You've got to bring it to ground and let our smalls go to work.
So Rayner has it at left half back for the Lions. Links up with Kadeen Coleman. Rayner's going to run back and demands the footy. He now sends it long and it's just entered forward 50 for the Lions. Parker's back there at ground level though for the Swans. Goulden, the goal kicker, he got a handball out the back to his fellow draftee of a couple of years ago, but the Swans exit is not a good one. Back into the arms of Kadeen Coleman. It's coming back now through the right foot of Darcy Gardner, and in the end Archie has marked, but with the one hand he juggled it over the boundary line and that boundary has beaten him. So out of bounds inside forward 50 now for the Lions. Nearly 13 minutes gone. It's one goal, just the 6 points for the Swans to the 0-1 for the Lions. So just the 7 points so far. Lions sends one to the top of the goal square. It's fisted back past the waiting arms of Kennedy though. Now McStay has a crack on goal.
I think they missed
it. Has there
it.
been a hand? McCartan and someone else, it's Rampy. They look at each other going, surely you got a touch, mate.
It's an airy. They've had an airy, I reckon. They don't look that confident. And McStay it is, who's high-fiving the teammates. I think it's calamity corner there for the Sydney Swans in the goal square.
We've got another score review for Easy Debit. Join Easy Debit today. This could be the Lions' first goal. There was literally two Sydney Swans players on the goal line, and McStay's wobbler might have missed all four hands.
You don't have to draw pictures. You just got to kick them through the goals. And the Brisbane Lions, this will be a goal to add to the scoreboard. A really important one because the Swans have been dominating possession on the outside. That time there, I think the initial kick in that came in, I think Dane Rampy went the two-fisted spoil for, I got no idea if you can punch it with two hands, why not open them up and catch it? But fisted it back to McStay and he was able to wobble one through on the left foot.
Yeah, well done. Dan McStay hits the scoreboard for the 8th time this year. certainly playing an important role up forward, just taking a little bit of the pressure off Joe Danaher, who entered the round equal second in the Coleman medal race. And
Phil, this is a really important time when you have Sam Reid and Fort go into the ruck here. You have your second choice ruckman at the SCG, who can probably not give away free kicks, will be able to get some centre clearance and go forward.
15 minutes gone on the Makita clock. Rule the outdoors. Once again, that centre bounce in the middle is going to be trapped for another ball up. That's the case here. It's play on now. Lions got a hurried kick to get Brisbane moving forward. Then he gets it again, and he sends it out in front of both Danaher and Tom McCartan, who is playing on Big Joe today. It's going to be a tough matchup for McCartan. Ball trickles out over the boundary line, just adjacent to that left behind post for the Sydney Swans. So another inside 50 for the Lions here, who lead this one by 1 point.
Just some safety steel shed stats. Callum Mills and Isaac Heaney, the two people that we spoke about before, leading to disposals with 6 and 4 apiece.
So once again, there's a tackle laid inside forward 50 for the Lions. More pressure for the Swans to deal with in this first quarter. Heaney now tries to exit traffic, gets it to the 100 gamer Ollie Florent, and that's a fantastic kick. Hits up Hayward about 40 out from their own goal, but the Swans have space and numbers as they move it up the inside wing now. Mills sends it long down the line. Adams got to the right spot, but somehow dropped it. He was all on his own in the end at the drop of the ball as players move it through hands. Now it's with Ainsworth. He is hammered to the ground. Kennedy involved there. No surprises there defensively for the Swans. Now the ball gets going back in the direction of the Lions forward 50, and then Goulden saw it out over the boundary line. He was shoved by Berry. An awkward landing there for him just in front of the members pavilion, out of bounds there. So on the Makita clock, 16 and a half minutes gone. Rule the outdoors. 117 to 106. The Lions ahead of the Swans early in this ball game, but just the 2 goals so far in this first term. The Swans now at right half back. Warner got a hurried kick down the line, but Parker no good in that marking contest. Marcus Adams out in front of him.
2 times in a row there for Adams. He's been able to get in the right spot. He dropped the first one, and that time he's been good, but it has been Gardner and Adams and Andrews have dominated the air, sort of the front half of the Swans.
Zach Bailey hurried a kick towards goal, but hit the wrong point of the ball, and that's out of bounds on the full. Again, in front of that members pavilion, who are getting value for money across the last few minutes of this game here at the SCG. 117 to 106. The Lions up over the Swans, and the home side are happy to settle things
that's 50.
down.
You can't come from there, Joe. Danaher, unfortunately, come from behind the mark to man the mark. They were set up well, the Lions, but he just sort of encroached on that area. Not a real big 50. I wouldn't like to buy a block of land off that umpire.
No goal of the game contenders yet for Host Plus. That's a plus, but maybe here for the Swans, who move it deep inside forward 50 now. McLean at the fall of the ball, but there were plenty of Lions back there at ground level. Coleman under all kinds of pressure. There's a moment. It's Buddy underneath it. He lays the tackle on Kadee and Coleman, and it's going to be a ball up about 20 metres directly in front of the goal square. So it comes back down to ground level now, and that's a good clearing kick from Darcy Fort back to the middle of the ground, but it is coming back. Jake Lloyd with it, sends it from the corner of that centre square. Once again, sends it to a dangerous spot as well. Berry tries to clear. Hayward has a chance. He's on his own. Hayward snaps, and it falls about a metre short of the goal line, and Harris Andrews was back there.
Disappointing there from Hayward. I just think both sides at the moment, you start the game, you're 18 minutes in, but sometimes look, you've probably settled into the game, but I think they know third versus fourth, the pressure is still up, and there's been a few hurried kicks and hand passes more than what there normally is 18 minutes in.
So Brisbane was looking to exit, but Sam Reid has taken a fantastic pack mark at left half forward. He sends it back deep. Once again to a pack. A couple of bodies hit the deck, including Franklin's, and Hayden McLean is going to wrap up Ainsworth there for a ball up. Once again, about 20 out in front of that goal square. So inside 50 for the Swans. Fort got a hurried kick to right half back for the Lions out near the boundary line. The Swans trying to keep it in now as their defensive work was up to the task once again. Heaney now tried to get a little handball on, but Marcus Adams is there defensively to wrap things up right where the 50 arc meets the boundary, and it's going to be a free kick paid, in fact, for holding the ball, going the way of Marcus Adams, who's going to exit defensive 50 on the outer wing, and he gives it plenty of meterage towards that boundary line. Rampy comes across and takes no chances out over the boundary line. So 20 minutes gone here at the SCG on the Makita clock. Rule the outdoors, and it is 1-1-7, playing 1-0-6, 1 point the Lions over the Swans.
Yeah, we can throw away the form guide here where it said both sides were high scoring. It's been a stoppage game, and it's been a game of pressure and a little bit of perceived pressure. Both sides are rushing their kick and hand pass. I think what we'll see now is both true rucks make their way back onto the ground. And look, with not long to go in this quarter, look, a goal either way in such a low-scoring game in 5 minutes to go, red time is going to be crucial.
Danger here, the Lions moving it forward.
I'll take that back.
So there was a indiscretion in the marking contest right on 50, and they'll send it long to the top of the goal square. Danaher went pretty high. No one came down with it. Ball now sits for Jake Lloyd, who exits off his unfavoured left boot, gives it plenty of distance, and Harris Andrews gets across there to fist it out of bounds at the Swans' left.
It's a skill. It is a serious skill that is so underrated by a lot of AFL people. I know that the key defenders would say otherwise, but like his ability to come fourth and fifth into a pack, Harris Andrews, and just get a massive, not even just a fist, but to clear the area is very important.
So the Lions now back on top, heading towards that dangerous position again. McStay, the Lions' only goal kicker so far, he flew, and now they're fighting for it at ground level at the top of the goal square. And it's heading towards a ball up here. It actually sits up for Rayner now. Warner's draped all over him, and now the umpire says we'll ball it up.
Yeah, missed opportunity there by McStay. That perceived pressure again.
So Reid just tapped it down nicely to Kennedy. Warner now, they've got the overlap. Parker back to Warner, now back to Luke Parker, who has a bit of a green light in front of him. Sends it forward to Hayden McLean, who's going to play on quickly now. Heaney sends it to left half forward in front of Buddy, who now wheels and goes. He brought it in nicely, but the boundary line beats him.
It's a downfield free kick to Franklin. I think it was Heaney was given a shove in the back when he kicked it, and there's a roar when this man goes near the football, and when they thought he might have been able to gallop onto it onto the left, but he's going to probably line up and have a shot here. Franklin, the man on the mark will be
it's Darcy Gardner.
A step just outside 50.
Yeah, he'll stand about 51 metres out, so Buddy will kick it.
And this is his side. This is his side. He likes the left foot to the boundary. A few years ago, I'd be pretty keen he'd make the distance. He's getting a bit older, the old boy.
He'll kick from about 55 out, Big Bud. Looks like he's got plenty on it. It's going to come down just on the line. Has that gone over? It says touch through, minus score.
We're not on the best angle here.
Close.
We're not on the best angle, but I thought that was clearly over before Darcy Fort touched that, but I was proven right. He's getting old.
Surely give us a score review at the very least. Dan Rich is going to play.
There they are.
Here we go. For Roofing and Sheet Metal Centre, all your sheet metal products, Australian made, quality guaranteed. It's a score review.
And this could be an Amy Clanger as well, just quietly from the goal umpire who covers Clang as Amy does. I think that is going to be... Lucky it wasn't for the 1,000. Let me tell you, lucky this wasn't for the 1,000 goals, because it would have been a massive anticlimax. Everyone in the world would have not liked this goal umpire. But I reckon this is going to be a goal.
It's so close. There's literally the leather layering on that ball is going to determine whether or not this was over or not.
I say over.
Darcy Gardner, he was on the mark at 51 metres out. Darcy Fort's back there on the goal line. He gets his right paw to it. And it's just as well they had Big Fort back there, all 204 centimetres of him. Otherwise, this undoubtedly goes through for the Swans' second major of the day as we move closer towards 25 minutes gone in this first term. And my oh my, the score review umpire is taking a fair chunk of time to consider whether Buddy Franklin has hit the score sheet. Umpire's call here now. So through for a minor score. So Buddy will not add to his 12 goal tallies so far in season 2022. And Dan Rich will take kick-out duties for the Lions. Scores are level for the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. Robot's got it. Rich goes long. It was intercepted. Laddam's handball hits grass, though. And there's going to be a high paid against Chad Warner going the way of Answorth at left half back. Now Rich gets another kick. He sends it long downfield. Rampy got himself into a good spot, using the body well there. It's with Parker now with a nice handball out on the outside to Mills. Laddams now, well, he was hit as he got one away through the arms of Braden Campbell. It's been turned over. Danger signs here for the Lions as they go after it. Warner did good defensive work to make sure Brisbane didn't come away with it cleanly on that inside wing right in front of the Lions bunker. It's going to be a ball up, and the signage does come down there at ground level for the Lions now to inform we get closer to 26 minutes gone in this first quarter. Mills is wrapped up. Umpire's whistle goes once again on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. It's 1-1-7 to 1-1-7. So scores are level. Oscar McInerney tried to get a hurried kick. He was tackled cleanly, and now Parker does well with the defensive work as well. So edging closer towards quarter time here at the SCG, 7 points apiece. McInerney tapped it down to Neal, who has been reasonably quiet in this first quarter. His handball went out in front to no one. A couple of bounces. Braden Campbell cut it off and ran it over the boundary line in front of the members' pavilion once again. 26 and a half minutes gone. Scores are level. And the two most lethal scoring sides in the comp have done anything but that. Bailey now with it on 50. Didn't have the angle or speed to send it too close to goal, and in the end it was only as far as Jake Lloyd for an easy mark. He went back to Rampy.
Ooh.
Not all that clean though, and Rampy's kick was into the waiting arms of Starcevic. He's going to send it long to the teeth of goal. Chad Warner almost took the intercept grab. A hurried kick went towards the sticks, and it's through for a minor score. So the Lions back out in front by just the 1 point. 1-2-8 to 1-1-7 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. Robot's got it. And now the Swans exit on the outer side. It's with Nick Blakey at left half back.
It has been very, very contested. The pressure has been on, and look, for a 1-1-7 to a 1-2-8 game, it's been quite the battle out there. And as I said, both sides they know where each other sits on the ladder, and they've probably just tightened up a little bit. A few drop marks and some rush possessions. I think once the coaches can get to their sides at quarter time, they might be able to calm them down, give them some clear instruction, and it might open up in the second quarter. So
the Swans get it towards forward 50 now. It hits the deck through the boot of Hayden McLean. Now it falls to Reid, who tries to get a handball over the top to Ben Ronk, who's now going to have to tackle Starcevic. Dan Rich with it now. A hurried handball to Answorth, who tries to exit 50. Parker dropped probably what he should have taken. Got it to Rowbottom. Back to Parker now, who's going to be wrapped up in a strong tackle. Plenty of Brisbane jumpers there. Bailey got a nice relieving handball out the back to Adams, who's going to send it long to the outer wing on the outer logo as well. Rowbottom with it now for Campbell. It's going to come back for the Swans. Got a short kick on to Laddams, who's going to link up with Ronk just outside 50. He won't have the legs. Gives it to Blakey. He might. He lowers the eyes, though. Sends it to Reid, who takes a mark just behind Marcus Adams. And Sam Reid takes one about 15 metres out on an angle, but this should be a pretty comfortable conversion attempt. He's been running hot in terms of the pack marks here so far in the early goings in this game. He snaps around and hits the post. He took no time and Nick Davis just cannot believe it.
Yeah, the former goal-kicking coach is not that happy with Sam Reid. But look, I think it was probably he was in the similar position earlier in the quarter with Harris Andrews, but the long arms and the stretch of Andrews was able to spoil that time on Adams. He could take that mark, and look, 20 metres out, just outside the point post. I think.
Wow! McStay just flies at left half forward, and that's a good hit-up kick there to Archie as well. There's definitely a hanger of the day contender, thanks to hangmytv.com.au. Now Danaher goes for goal. He's trying to squeeze this one back, and that might have hit the post as well. So at both ends, within a minute, both sides have hit the stick. 1 goal 3-9 the Lions to 1 goal 2-8 the Swans. As we go deep into this first quarter, Reid does it once again. This time he plays on quickly. The Swans have options. Lance Franklin takes it just forward of centre. He's going to go long to the top of the goal square. McLean coming in. McLean with a huge grab. About 20 out from goal, directly in front. Bodies were coming from anywhere. He did not care.
One thing that doesn't get spoken enough about Lance Franklin, and everyone says how great of a player he is, and he is, but his field kicking, that was a 60-metre pass to Hayden McLean, running flat out back towards the goals. He was able to elevate and take a really strong grab, Hayden McLean, and look, to be 20 metres out here directly in front with under a minute to go. It's a big goal if he can nail it.
Hayden McLean gives the goal umpire plenty of work to do, and he's pushed it across. Another minor score. 1 goal 3 plays 1 goal 3 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. And Nick Davis just cannot believe the goal kicking accuracy, particularly by the Swans in this first quarter as Rich exit. Rayner nearly got it down at ground level. Warner now runs inside forward 50 to the top of the goal square. Buddy just through his hands, goes after it again. The Swans still with a chance. Papley towards goal. He couldn't get a lot of boot to ball, and it's coming out. The Lions exit. Danaher just flew out in front of Parker, and he was paid the free kick, but you can hear
everyone wants the hanger of the day. My
siren sound in the background. 1 goal 3-9 to 1 goal 3-9. Scores a level here at the SCG. Who becomes the number 1 contender? That's what we're playing for to finish off round 7. Second spot up for grabs between the Swans and the Lions. Scores are level. As we said, it's 9 points apiece here at the SCG for AFL Nation. Twilight footy at the SCG. Back with plenty after this.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for Tyre Power. Save on Kumo. Store-wide super sale now on.
For the hottest of hot party you've ever seen. Rain comes on steady, hot and strong. It just keeps on and on.
Want the assurance of an Aussie family-sized electric water heater with a 12-year cylinder warranty?
Install a Rain. Install a Rain. Install a Rain.
Then accept nothing less than Australia's best.
Sustained performance in footy is more than just one great game. It's about playing consistently, game after game, season after season. Host Plus delivers strong performance over the long term, with top returns over 20 years. A top-performing super fund over the long term, that's a plus.
Super Ratings SR50 Balanced Index, December 2021. General advice only. Consider the relevant Host Plus PDS at TMD at hostplus.com.au before deciding if Host Plus is appropriate for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Search, compare Host Plus today.
Are you game ready? Your local Sports Power store is supporting local footy clubs and players with everything you're going to need for the footy season ahead. With a great range of boots, footwear, balls, training and protective gear from all the big brands like Adidas, Asics, Nike, Puma, New Balance, Sharon and Shock Doctor. So if you want to get game ready, get into your local Sports Power store and check them out. Find your nearest Sports Power store at sportspower.com.au.
We're your local experts, Sports Power. major building projects for the trade, or a DIY home reno, Robot Building Supplies is the Australian-owned family-run business you can trust.
Robot's got it.
Robot's product range is vast and world-class, and when it comes to product knowledge,
Robot's got it.
Next-day delivery in Metro Melbourne.
Robot's got it.
Over 70 years experience and reliability helping Melburnians. Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
Star 21.
Star 21 offers a new approach to your enterprise mobility strategy. Imagine a solution that's more flexible, secure and future-proof, keeping your business moving during these uncertain times. Star 21 delivers tailored mobility solutions that best meet your business needs using Telstra's 5G mobile network. Call the Telstra Enterprise Partner of the Year on 1300 Star 21 to discover the difference.
Star 21.
Footy is made up by lots of bite-sized plays. A good pass here, a nice kick there, maybe snaffling possession. But adding up all of these bite-sized plays can get you big wins. It's the same with Snaffle. Get stuff you want now and pay it off with bite-sized payments. Now that's a huge win. Snaffle. Grab a Snaffle wallet today at snaffle.com.au.
Terms, conditions, fees, charges and lending criteria apply. Credit provided by Walker Stores Proprietary Limited, Australian Credit Licence 393023.
Unable to work due to illness or injury? You could claim insurance through your super. Morris Blackburn ensures you get your full entitlements. For a free super claim check, call Australia's #1 super claims law firm on 1-800-111-222. Morris Blackburn, we fight for fair.
Take a bird's eye view and discover Melbourne like you've never seen it before. Melbourne Skydeck offers a brand new experience from the ground floor all the way up to level 88, the Southern Hemisphere's highest observation deck. Take an immersive and epic virtual reality journey through 16 iconic Melbourne experiences, from festivals to sporting events, stunning scenery and more. Or take in the stunning views from the Skydeck and see the city come to life. Experience Melbourne on another level. Book now at melbourneskydeck.com.au.
A great night out doesn't get delivered. And the Fork Festival is on right now. Get up to 50% off at loads of insanely tasty restaurants. Go fooding with the Fork app.
Download the Fork app and book now.
T's and C's apply.
You're listening to the 2022 Premiership season on AFL Nation. For Sports Power, your local footy experts.
The Swans at exits. Laddams is told to play on. A hand on that footy. Mills now back inside 50. Goulden marked what he should have taken. Has another crack. Errol Goulden gets the Swans going in this game. 10 minutes gone and we finally have a goal here at the SCG. Errol Goulden hits the scoreboard.
Maccas, I'm loving it moments. Order via the My Maccas app and start earning today.
Yeah, twilight footy at the SCG for AFL Nation. Welcome back. We've got the second quarter bounce happening for Tyre Power, your matchday favourites for tyre safety. And of course, they were the Maccas highlights. I'm loving it moments for McDonald's. Order via the My Maccas app and start earning today. This quarter for Tyre Power. Save on Toyo. Massive Easter sale on now. Second quarter just about to get underway. Phil Pryor with you for AFL Nation and our expert, of course, Nick Davis for buymystock.com.au. The players are in position to get things going in this second term. 9 points apiece. First clearance goes the way of the Lions down to Lincoln McCarthy, who of course played his milestone game last week. It's Ollie Florence 100th here today. Lockie Neal wheels back onto that right and sends it forward. Danaher, he was spoiled in the end, but they're coming back and Zorko goes for goal. Zorko, he puts it through right at the top of 50 and says, how about that? 2 goals, 3-15 to the Swans. 1 goal, 3-9 for the Athena Home Loans scoreboard. Athena Home Loans, pay down your home loan faster with Athena Home Loans.
And there we go. I told you the coaches would get to him and the game would open up. 41 seconds and we've already got a goal. But some of the stats for Safety Steel Shed stats. Callum Mills leading the way for the Sydney Swans with 10. Luke Parker with 8. Isaac Heaney with 7. And for the Brisbane Lions, it's Lockie Neal and Dane Zorko with 7 apiece. Now 8 and a goal for Zorko and Dan Rich with 6. But centre clearance, it's important here at the SCG. They're able to go forward. A strong spoil from Tommy McCartan, but the midfield of Zorko was able to double up there, get on the loose ball and finish a really nice goal from outside 50.
So play back underway in the middle at the SCG. Neil with another disposal, getting it forward for the Lions once again. Lloyd was there for the Swans though. McInerney's handball over the top of Blakey. We know he has pace. He has a bounce. Nick Blakey telling blokes to start running towards him, and just over the top of McLean. Unfortunately, it's going to be cut-off marks there for Harris Andrews, who links up with Dan Rich. That looked promising as he exits on the outer wing. Oscar McInerney all on his own out there. Takes a mark. It's centre half on the outer wing. McInerney now just rolls forward and puts it on the boot, sending it long. McCartan chops it off out in front of Joe Danaher, about 50 out from the Lions' goals. 2-3-15 to 1-3-9. The Lions over the top of the home side so far. Oh my. Now there,
it's another hanger
right
of the day.
There is a hanger for Will Hayward, a hanger of the day contender, thanks to hangmytv.com.au. We've had a few of those.
Is it going to be busy, the Hang My TV guys? There's a lot of the boys out there taking flight today.
Hayward goes high there, sends it long, about 60 from home, the Swans now. And now the ball hits grass and rolls out of bounds at right half forward for Sydney. As we take a look at a replay there for Easy Debit. Join Easy Debit today. Easy Debit for simple payment solutions. Join Easy Debit today.
Just the right knee sitting beautifully up on top of the shoulder there.
You got that ahead as far as the hangers are concerned so far?
Yeah, I do. Recency bias, but yeah, that's right up there. I think there's 4 pretty good contenders so far.
McCarthy sends it long inside forward 50. Dane Rampy was first to it and ensures that the ball goes out of bounds inside forward 50 in that left forward pocket for the Lions.
There's probably someone there. Look, Harry Cunningham's done a pretty good job early on Charlie Cameron. I think if he can get his tackle pressure up, Charlie Cameron, and get a little bit of a look at the goals, he could be quite dangerous here.
The Lions with possession here. 3 minutes gone on the Makita clock. Berry wrapped up by 2 Swans defenders. Well done, Mills. Well done, Braden Campbell back there. Umpire throws it up. Once again, comes down to Rayner, who is calling for high contact as he just collapsed to the turf, and he gets it. 35 out directly in front. Cam Rayner gives Brisbane a chance to extend this 1-goal lead here at the SCG early in the second term.
Time in the forward 50, I think it's an important stat, because if you can keep it in there, you might be able to get an intercept on the way out. If not, if you can keep it in there and get a stoppage, you might get a direct goal from the stoppage, or you get a free kick here. Comes to a bit of a lottery, and Cam Rayner gets a chance to get their second of the quarter.
Yeah, in he comes. Cam gives it plenty of height, and that's hit the post. So he's hit the same post that Sam Reid hit in the first term. And Brisbane now 2 goals, 4-16 to the Swans, 1-3-9 on the Athena Home Loans scoreboard.
I'd like to report that the conditions are not that great, and it's hard for kicking goals out there, but it's a beautiful night for kicking. But the pressure of the game is starting to get to a few guys.
Hayward nearly takes another exceptional mark in traffic, but the handball ended up coming into the hands of Berry to Zorko. Not again. Dane Zorko goes bang and bang. Early in this second term, 2 fantastic goals from 50 out. He is certainly running hot for Ream. Over 80 years manufacturing in Australia, Nick Davis.
He is certainly running hot for Ream. 80 years of manufacturing, and they are 2 absolute top shelf goals from Dane Zorko. You got forwards that are paid to do this. They are paid good money to kick goals. They can't kick the set shot for save their life. And Dane Zorko has gone bang and bang from outside 50 and given the Lions a nice little lead here 5 minutes into the second term.
So there you go. The Lions have struck early blows. The third-placed Brisbane Lions looking to win, of course, for the first time since 2009. Nick Davis. Dan Rich, he was a rookie.
Jeez, I might have been in that game. That could have been the end for me.
Playback underway in the middle. McCluggage got a hurried handball out to Lions. That was good work. Now they're moving it forward once again. although McInerney did good crumbing work at the back there through traffic. Got the ball onto Mills. Sharp handballing here. Blakey now. Good chasing defence came from McStay. His kick was hurried down the line, hits turf. Lockie Neal, he was brave going at it. Now the ball's with Mills. Got it to Warner.
Oh, great
who's
tackle.
gonna be wrapped up by Ainsworth. Good D there at left half back for the Swans.
Great tackle. He's a hard man to tackle, Chad Warner, and Ainsworth stepped up. He saw the collision coming. He didn't rush it, and he just wrapped him up. That's a free kick to someone.
Yeah, both ruckmen just...
I didn't know which one. I said it had to be a free kick to someone. I was not sure which way, but...
It's like a rugby penalty.
It absolutely is.
The umpire blows their whistle. You don't know which way it's going. As now Neal goes
Nice
from right
kick.
half forward.
Beautiful
That's
kick.
a well-weighted kick up forward
That's a
for
mark.
Darcy Fort, who marks 40 out on a slight angle. And all 204 centimetres. You'd think he's got plenty of distance on this one. It's going to be accuracy, the question here. But Darcy Fort doesn't... He's hit the scoreboard fairly consistently so far in this season. 5 goals to his name so far.
A good target down there for the Lions, Darcy Ford. That second ruck that can be useful, and as you said, hit the scoreboard for the Lions down there when he's not doing that backup ruck job. And at 204 centimetres, it's a good target for the midfield to be able to aim at.
So Darcy Fort, he comes in now. Certainly distance not a problem. Darcy Fort, he sends the Lions further ahead with a huge right foot. 4 goals, 4-28 over the Swans, 1-3-9 on the Athena Home Loans scoreboard. Athena Home Loans, pay down your home loan faster with Athena Home Loans. The Lions, they're on top, they're running hot.
If we look at the clock, the Makita Rule the Outdoors clock, we're at just ticking over to 8 minutes of the second quarter, and 3 goals to the Brisbane Lions. They have dominated time in the front half. They're winning it from the clearances. I just reckon that the Sydney Swans are panicking a little bit coming out of their defensive half. The Lions have been able to turn them over, get repeat entries back inside their 50, and Dane Zorko has kicked 2 goals from outside 50, and that time they were able to just change the angle, kick a little bit off the line, and find their big key forward, Darcy Ford, who went back and kicked a beautiful set shot.
Ream over 80 years manufacturing in Australia. It does look like Lockie Neal is running hot for Ream right now. The Swans take this centre clearance. Parker went back with bravery, and it looks like he's going to win himself a free kick. Copped a little bit of high contact there. Moves the ball quickly inside forward 50, and Callum Mills takes it. He plays on quickly and spots up Heaney in the right forward pocket for the Swans, about 20-25 metres out near that boundary. So he's going to have to wheel around onto that left foot and send it towards the members' pavilion here at the SCG. And they desperately need a goal, the Swans. Heaney now, he's been so good in these situations so far this year. And Isaac Heaney, he does not waste opportunities. He kicks the Swans' second goal as they work themselves back into this ball game. Well done there, Isaac Heaney, who kicks a nice goal, his 16th of the season. So it's the Lions 4-4-28, leading the Swans 2-3-15 on the Athena Home Loan scoreboard.
Very important finish there. Luke Parker is well called by you. Back with the flight, earned himself a free kick for 2 high. Callum Mills spread hard from the centre bounce. Got the ball just outside, probably just inside 50. A tough spot to kick a goal from at the SCG. Found a man who is, he's probably Ream running hot too for the whole season, Isaac Heaney. And he is, kicked his 16th goal for the season, and a much needed one for the Swans in a low scoring game. You don't want the margin to blow out too much.
So the Lions go straight away out of the middle with Jared Lyons. Sends it long inside forward 50 as well. Good spoil back there from Lloyd. And now it's going to be Blakey wrapped up just quickly around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day. The Western Bulldogs well on top into the fourth quarter now by 38 points over the Bombers. Play back on here for the Swans. Although inside the Lions forward 50, Berry with a handball out the back. He gets it now again, gets it to Bailey, who has a look at goal. 6 last week, and Zach Bailey, he has so much class inside forward 50. They scoot back out, 5-4-34, leading the Swans 2-3-15. Brisbane have a nice little lead as we enter the midpoint of this second term. 11 minutes gone on the Makita clock.
That's up there. Goal of the game for Host Plus. That's a plus. That is an absolute a snap of someone that has kicked 6 goals the week before. He had a free lines player 5 metres to his right and said, I've kicked 6 last week. I am having another shot. And that's the confidence that I like to see out of the small forward brigade. It's your job. You're good at it. Let's go back and kick these goals. And there was no doubt in his mind, Zach Bailey, that he was going to have a shot there. Beautiful technique and an excellent snap to get that quick answer back for the Isaac Heaney goal.
And the umpire bounces it down in the middle. That's his 17th goal this year, Bailey. Now the Swans get it working inside forward 50. Papley had a bit of room, but it closed very quickly. Had to get a hurried handball away. Cameron was back there for the Lions, and now they'll exit via right half back, and the ball's going to beat everyone out over the boundary line. So it's going to be thrown in just in front of the members' pavilion. Archie couldn't get his hands on it quick enough. 5-4-34 to 2-3-15 on the Athena Home Loans scoreboard. Thrown back in now, Laddams with body. Gets a hurried clearance towards half forward for the Swans, but it's coming back out as quick as it went in. Now Coleman with a cute little kick inboard. And now the Lions have the open part of the ground wide open. McCluggage sends one forward. Blakey does the spoiling inside forward 50 for the Lions, and he reels it in to exit as well. Back to that inside wing. Coleman tried to claim a mark in front of Goulden. Errol got a bit of a touch on it now. Lions send it forward again. Laddams flew at it in front of McStay. Now it's back into the arms of Kadean Coleman. He's got a classy little left foot, doesn't he? Works the ball to Darcy Fort. 60 from home near the boundary. Right side as they move it forward. Brisbane nearly. Lincoln McCarthy going up in at the front of the pack with a big mark. And it's going to be a ball up inside Brisbane's forward 50.
Missed a couple of opportunities there, the Lions. A couple of Amy clangers going inside forward 50. Cam Rayner just streaming out. He lost Nick Blakey, and it was McCluggage that just missed over the top. A disappointing entry.
Warner with a big clearance, and McLean takes a great mark in front of Fort. Mills now uses the 2-on-1. Gives it to Warner, who's just going to go long to no one inside 50. Buddy and Harris Andrews chasing after it. And Harris Andrews got that left paw to it, and he sees it out over the goal line through for a minor score. 5-4-34 to the Swans, 2-4-16 on the Athena Home Loan scoreboard.
The sides matching Amy clangers with each other. Chad Warner said, I see your clanger going inside 50 and I'll give you mine. Tom Papley with a sharp little lead up. He missed him and went out the back for Franklin. And probably, if it had got a ball up there, would have been not a bad result, but a behind just puts the ball back in the Lions' hands.
So Brisbane exited out their right-hand side, and the ball went through Archie's hands and out over the boundary for a throw-in back in front of that members' pavilion here at the SCG. Twilight footy on AFL Nation. Brisbane try to work it forward, but that kick's gone out on the full off the right boot of Fort. So Tom McCartan will have the chance to kick in here at left half back for the Swans. 2009, the last time the Lions have won at this ground. 6 straight losses, 5 of those against the Swans, 1 against Geelong back through the pandemic, of course. Ball back in play now, more towards the centre of the ground, but it's going to be a ball up. 15 minutes gone on the Makita clock. Rule the outdoors. Laddams now fists it forward, but the whistle's gone. It's going to be a free the way of Brisbane. So Darcy Fort wins one. He's been busy in this second term. And he goes long down the line to Brisbane's right half forward. Wowee, Lincoln McCarthy, he flew. Couldn't quite come down with it. Nearly had 2 hanger of the day contenders in the last few minutes. Thanks to hangmytv.com.au, but Just not quite coming down with it. Has that X factor, doesn't he? Goulden tries to get a hurried clearance in the pack. Now he gets another chance. Gives it to Blakey, who was on his right foot, wasn't he? Mills with a dangerous kick across the face, about 50 from home, put Kennedy under all kinds of pressure out there with Jackson Pryor. In the end, the ball's worked backwards. Florent there, along with Hayward.
Charlie Cameron, well done. I called for it 5 minutes ago. He's been quiet with ball in hand, but the pressure there, 2, 3, 4 efforts in a row, were able to keep the ball inside his front half. That'll be absolutely rewarded during the week for Charlie Cameron.
So the umpire throws it back in now on the outer side of the ground here at the SCG. Good tackle from Reid on his opposite 20 in Pryor. And the ball has exited play on the outer wing. So 5-4-34, the Lions lead the Swans 2-4-16 on the Athena Home Loans scoreboard. Nearly 17 minutes gone on the Makita clock. And the ball's going to be thrown back in onto the logo for AFL Nation. The Swans, Parker got a hurried clearance towards forward 50. Buddy just couldn't quite bend down and pick it up there. Harris Andrews now clears danger for the Lions. Finds some space. Lloyd tries to track it. Shocking 2-on-1. McCarthy ended up with it. Got the ball out the back to Archie as well. He used McCluggage, who works the ball forward to Dane Zorko at right half forward. Has two already. He's about 80 from home. And he has to grubber one forward, come off the side of the boot, and Charlie Cameron sees it out over the boundary line just outside Brisbane's forward 50.
The Amy clangers are mounting up for both sides. I just think that time there for Zorko took the mark. They might have been able to just steady up a little bit and find. They got two or three pretty good targets down forward. I think he probably would have liked that kick back again.
So Archie tried to get a hurried boot on it at the back of that stoppage, but got plenty of height. It also angled its way out of bounds on the full at the Swans' left back pocket. So it's going to be Cunningham to kick it back in. And he sends it long down the line, back towards the middle of the ground. Harris Andrews couldn't quite take the mark. And it's going to be a ball up there. Starcevic involved. Darcy Fort just shoves Reid away and then sends it forward. Zorko dropped an uncontested. Now McCluggage with it about 55 from home, puts it out in front of the space. And underneath it, I think it might be McCarthy down there who takes a mark about 25 metres out from goal, 45 angle. It is. So last week's 100 gamer has a chance to convert here and put his name on the score sheet here at the SCG. 9 goals so far in the 2022 season. Distance not a problem. He'll kick from about, almost 40 out, and he's missed it near side. So a let off there for the Swans. 5-5-35, the Lions over the Swans, 2-4-16 on the Athena Home Loans scoreboard.
I'm happy to be an expert here, a so-called expert on buymystock.com.au in goal kicking. You don't lean back, mate. You got to keep your momentum going forward. For someone that's played 100 games, come on, Lincoln, keep the momentum going forward, buddy.
Had a few extra metres to go forward there as well.
Yeah, he did, but he just leaned back and tried to steer it through there. He just needed to get the shoulders through the ball a little bit more.
So it's on the Swans' right half, back on the outer side of the ground here at the SCG. McCluggage through traffic does well, but that left-footed kick is a bit of a wobbler. McStay got to it. They play on quickly, the Lions, and in they go. So Lincoln McCarthy, he does get his name on the score sheet in the end, just a minute later, running into an open goal. So a simple one there for the Lions, and they move further ahead. 6 goals, 541 to the Swans, 2-4-16. They know they can come back. They did it last week, but it is a worry as we move towards half-time.
Second time there, one in the first quarter, which cost them a goal to McStay, the Swans, and that time there to McCarthy. Just some indecision in the aerial contest, who was going back and who was going to actually impact the footy. That time, it was no one, and McStay was able to take a basically an uncontested mark and handball to Lincoln McCarthy all alone in the goal square. And at the moment, thanks to Ream, the Lions are running hot. They've been able to kick 5-1 here in the second quarter and really bounce out to a nice lead.
Yeah, they've kicked plenty of goals in this second term. 5 to be exact. And the Swans just 1 goal in each quarter so far. Parker tries to pull it out of the middle, got it to an old friend in Kennedy as they move it to right half forward. Answorth just socketed it towards the boundary, and the free kick's been paid the way of the Swans. Forward deliberate, so Rowbottom goes short to McInerney at right half forward, has pace, has a big boot, ends up kicking from about 51 out. He did go to the pocket though in the end, and it was fisted out of bounds by Gardner out in front of Will Hayward. Inside Sydney's forward 50 though. They need a result here. Down by plenty in this second term. Ford got it down to McCluggage. Quick handball to Berry, who exits, sends it long. Heaney was back there. In fact, Heaney was the last line of defence.
It's a tactic that the Swans use, whether in front or if the side has got a run on against them, they'll put Isaac Heaney and or Sam Reid back as an extra defender.
Shake and bakes McStay, sends it to the top of the goal square. It comes through McLean's hands. Rich now got it to Berry by foot. Now McCluggage. Coleman as they look to exit D50. McCarthy does take a good grab this time in front of Jake Lloyd on the inside wing.
The Lions now have to be aware of this. The Swans have got an extra defender back there. They need to find where he is. He needs to go backwards here and then backwards to Andrews and then backwards out the other side to Gardner.
Bit of danger. They moved it way back inside defensive 50. Andrews had to take an important mark as Sam Reid closed in. But now the space opens up on the inside, just as Nick Davis spoke about. Dan Rich is with the footy.
Yeah, so Braden Campbell comes up and mans the mark here, and they bring Isaac Heaney forward, and you get rid of the extra man.
And Isaac Heaney is on the mark there. Darcy Gardner got the short kick from Rich. He's going to go real long. Inside forward 50, nearly taking a good mark was Fort, who has had a good quarter. Running hot for Ream. Ball still there on the deck now, inside forward 50 for the Lions, and a free kick is going to be paid high, going the way of Brisbane's Hugh McCluggage. Errol Goulden's not happy, but be careful with that body language, Errol.
Yeah, you need to be careful. You need to go the Simon says hands on heads if you're going to ask the question, but well done there for the Lions. Their ball movement there. They drag the Swans' extra defender forward. Eventually, Isaac Heaney was unable to. He was manning the mark when that ball went inside 50, and you negate what the Swans wanted. And a free kick here for McCluggage.
So Hugh comes in.
Stop leaning back.
And he leans back as well, so he misses to the right. Another minor score. 6-6, 42. Brisbane to Sydney's 2-4-16.
They're dodging bullets here. This could have been all over. Lincoln McCarthy missed. Yeah, he got one back in within 30 seconds. And that one there, when the Swans have kicked 2 goals, if you can get to 6 or 7 in front, and they've only got 2 for the first half, it's you're starting to play. Yeah, we've got to play the Lions, but we've got to get our scoreboard moving too.
26-point margin on the Athena Home Loans scoreboard as now the Swans move it out on the outer wing. Through right half back, just behind centre now. Chad Warner has it near that boundary line. Twilight footy at the SCG on AFL Nation. Warner goes long down the line to right half forward. It falls for McInerney. Got the handball to Rowbottom onto Sam Reid, who gets one onto the boot, but there's a spare back there for Brisbane. And the Lions are looking to exit now as well. So both sides potentially just using spares now as we edge closer towards half-time. And now Answorth is used at right half-back. And they're going to soak up some clock. Probably happy to go into the sheds 26 up.
Yeah, look, if I'm the Lions, I'd be pretty keen to have a crack and keep punching here and get one more. The Swans initiated this, the spare back. The Swans definitely wouldn't want Look, it'd be a bonus for the Swans if they could kick a goal here before half-time, but what they really don't need is the Lions to get to 7 goals. 7 or 8 goals here would be a disaster for the Swans going in at half-time. So if I'm the Lions here, I'm going, yeah, we've got a spare behind the footy, but let's use it as an attacking weapon.
12 scoring shots, Brisbane. The Swans have 6. And there's going to be a throw-in right in front of both bunkers. Inside wing here at the SCG. One of the Swans assistants down at their bunker is holding up signage now as well, communicating just before half-time. Lockie Neal, he was classy. They move it forward now inside 50, out in front of Zach Bailey, who just always looks dangerous.
Yeah, he does. He absolutely does. And look, to be able to kick 6 goals last week. But some of the stats, the stoppages, thanks to safety steal sheds. Hit-outs 27-14. The Lions are dominating hit-outs, and clearances 23-17. In a game where there is a lot of stoppage, they're really dominating this area, the Lions.
Ladham's got it to Mills. His handball hits the deck. Now it's with Zorko about 55 out from goal, and he spots up Cam Rayner about 45 metres out, who has missed a set shot in this quarter so far already, but he has another chance. He'll probably kick from about 47 out on a bit of an angle, but a great opportunity for Cam Rayner, who entered the league in 2018 after being taken first overall in the 2017 AFL draft. Coming back from that ACL surgery last year, of course. Rayner, this one does look better. He snuck it in. Cam Rayner, he hits the scoreboard, and that's a bit of a death blow for the Sydney Swans. Brisbane Lions, they have their 7th goal, 7-6-48, well on top of Sydney, 2-4-16 on the Athena Home Loans scoreboard. 27.5 minutes gone on the Makita clock.
No need for a score review on that one, Phil. That was beautiful set shot for goal. The last 2 of the Lions boys just leant back and tried to steer it through, but when they go straight through the middle, no need for a score review. Cam Rayner said the Swans they initiated the +1. They had Isaac Keaney back there. Isaac Keaney's going to start on the wing again, and he'll probably slide around. But what the Swans didn't need was a goal there. But the Lions, they did well. They didn't have their spare right back last. They had him around the stoppage, which forced Heaney to man up, and they were able to kick that goal just before halftime.
So the Lions win the clearance once again off the boot of Neal. Lloyd probably should have marked. He fisted it 2 hands towards the boundary.
Right.
Heaney just got Jackson Pryor a little bit high. So Pryor's going to play on. Using that left foot, sends it towards the top of the goal square.
Ooh.
Oh, Berry nearly took an exceptional mark. It falls to deck, and it's going to be wrapped up. So McInerney back doing the ruck work in the middle, but he has been pretty quiet so far. It's been mostly Darcy Short in this quarter for the Lions. As the ball comes in, Ladham's got the tap down, the Sydney ruckman that time. And now he goes after it. There's a whistle blown, and it's going to be a Swans free just as well, about 20 out directly in front. And Parker clears. Does well to get it to McInerney on the outer wing. His kick wasn't a good one, though. Out of bounds.
That was an Amy Klanger. You could just see, just trying to. And if we go to just a snaffle boundary update, Joe Danaher walking his way down to the Brisbane Lions rooms through the gate and down the tunnel with just around 2 minutes to go.
Zorko goes loaded up from 50 once again. He's done that twice this quarter, but he missed this time near side, wheeling around on that right boot. So a minor score, 7-7-49 to Sydney's 2-4-16. The Lions well on top in this battle to be the Melbourne D's #1 contender. It's these two sides chasing, they're leaders of the chasing pack. Second spot up for grabs for the winner today. At the moment, it looks like Brisbane Lions are going to end that massive win drought here at the SCG dating back to 2009. McInerney now sends it forward inside 50. Long. Heaney's pushed off it by Cameron, and he will win the free kick. in that marking contest.
Well done by the umpires there. They got the right decision. The controlling umpire didn't have the best angle, and the umpire in the middle of the ground saw that and paid the correct free kick.
McCartan had to look out quickly as Zorko closed in. The Swans are moving it. Franklin, well, he took the mark, but he was spoiled, and the umpire said he didn't do enough, so play on. They do get it moving forward to right half forward. Now Reid comes flying through and takes it. Handball out the back to McInerney, who spots up Tom Papley, who in his return game hasn't seen a lot of it forward of centre so far. He does take a mark about 51 out from goal, and he's looking for options inside forward 50.
So he should, because he's got millions.
Doesn't have the distance of a Buddy Franklin. Sends it to the top of the goal square. Fort was in the best spot. McInerney comes after it. Parker now sends it back out. Papley, he's pulled to ground. Neil came in from behind. He had no idea, and he was smashed in the process.
Bit of rust there from Tommy Papley. First game back from a long injury layoff, and just the awareness there, the sharpness, that vision, the peripheral vision to know that player was coming there. But look, Darcy Ford probably could have taken the mark. There's been a few occasions tonight where players have gone the uncontested spoil or the double-fisted spoil, and where they could have taken the mark. But the Lions did well there to repel that. I just want to hold on to the footy now and go into the halftime break with a fairly comfortable lead, given the fact the Swans have only kicked 2 goals.
Yeah, happy to go slow here, the Lions. Getting their short kicking game going. And now they're going to send it right towards that Lions bunker. And it's fisted out pretty well there from Marcus Adams. Do teams ever use the particular side of the ground which can allow them to get their rotations going at this point in a game?
Yeah, there it is. If you want to, go slow the back end of the quarter, the direction can come out to say, yeah, let's just go the interchange side so we can get fresh players on and make the important players, because late in the quarter you want your best players on.
Late in the quarter it certainly is. In fact, there is the siren for half-time. 7 goals, 7-49. The Lions well on top, the visiting outfit over the hosts, the Sydney Swans. 2-4-16 twilight footy at the SCG for AFL Nation. Of course, I'm loving it moments for McDonald's. Order via the My Macca's app and start earning today. This is the second quarter for Tyre Power. Save on Toyo. Massive Easter sale is on now. We'll take a break and we'll be back with plenty more action from the SCG on AFL Nation.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for McDonald's. Order via the My Macca's app and start earning today.
Safety Steel, time to get real.
Tim Watson here. Can you remember as a kid painting goals on the side of your dad's shed and shooting for goals day after day? Well, they built them tough back then, just like the sheds from Safety Steel. For prefab steel kit buildings and custom designed sheds that are tough and durable, search Safety Steel. For your dream shed, search Safety Steel.
Safety Steel, time to get real.
If you're a local multi-trade contracting company, Handy wants you. Handy works with insurance companies with fair rates and fast payment. If you're licensed and insured, it's quick to sign up. Go to handy.com. That's HANDDI.com.
Which oil has been trusted for over 150 years? Home mechanics who change their own oil, they know. Professionals who service their own car at home, they know. Car lovers who want the best for their pride and joy, they know. And when you really think about it, you know. Valvoline, the original engine oil.
Sustained performance in footy is more than just one great game. It's about playing consistently, game after game, season after season. Host Plus delivers strong performance over the long term, with top returns over 20 years. A top-performing super fund over the long term, that's a plus. Search, compare Host Plus today.
Super Ratings SR50 Balanced Index, December 2021. General advice only. Consider the relevant Host Plus PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au before deciding if Host Plus is appropriate for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
What's for dinner?
Eat good, feel good with rolled Vietnamese. Lunch, dinner, or a fast feed after training, Rolled has the healthy meal you crave. Hot pho noodle soups, crispy pork belly rice bowls, steamy bao buns. Freshly made in-store every day. From our family to yours. Download the Rolled app. Order now. Rolled. Fast, fresh, Vietnamese.
And the Glasgow Celtic will be there.
Get behind Celtic Football Club, led by Ange Postecoglou and starring Socceroo star Tommy Rogic. And show your support with the iconic Hoop Celtic home jersey from their online store.
Plus, they're rewarding SEN listeners with 10% off the new Adidas Teamgeist clothing range when you use the code word SEN Celtic.
Support the Aussie boys in Scotland when you support Celtic Football Club.
Shop online now at celticfc.com/store.
Never before in business history has the combination of hygiene, cleaning and recycling been more important. COVID changed everything and businesses need to trust their cleaning suppliers more than ever. So place your trust in Icon Services Australia, a market leader for commercial cleaning, hygiene and recycling services. Icon look after sporting organisations like the Sydney Roosters, the Gold Coast Titans and Carlton in the AFL. Keeping businesses clean and sustainable all over Australia. Get Icon Services Australia into your business. iconservices.com.
Have you been injured in a road or work accident? Morris Blackburn will get you the best possible outcome. It costs nothing to know where you stand. Call Australia's #1 injuries law firm on 1800 111 222. Morris Blackburn. We fight for fair.
Every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for Tobin Brothers Celebrating Lives. Join me, Sam Edmund, and very special guests on This Is Your Journey. Profiling Australia's sporting greats on and off the field, we enjoy some powerful stories about life, success, and the journey along the way. Cycling commentator Matthew Keenan. Superstar jockey Glenn Boss. Cricket icon Lisa Stalaker. Former Australian off-spinner Tim May. Join me on This Is Your Journey, 10 a.m. Sundays on SEN. For Tobin Brothers Funerals, Celebrating Lives.
You're listening to the 2022 Premiership season on AFL Nation. For Sports Power, your local footy experts.
Forward, Danaher, he was spoiled in the end, but they're coming back. And Zorko goes for goal. Zorko, he puts it through right at the top of 50 and says, how about that? Handball ended up coming into the hands of Berry to Zorko. Not again. Dane Zorko goes bang and bang. Early in this second term, 2 fantastic goals from 50 out, and they desperately need a goal. The Swans. Heaney now. He's been so good in these situations so far this year. And Isaac Heaney, he does not waste opportunities. He kicks the Swans' second goal.
Maccas, I'm loving it moments. Order via the My Maccas app and start earning today.
Yeah, it's the Lions well on top here at the SCG for Twilight Footy. The visiting Brisbane Lions leading the Sydney Swans. They're doing it pretty comfortably so far as well. 7 goals, 7, 49 to the Swans, 2 for 16. So a fair lead for the visiting outfit, who have not won at this ground since 2009. 6 straight losses at the SCG for Brisbane. 5 of those against the Swans, 1 against Geelong back in 2020 during the pandemic as well. Daniel Rich, he was a rookie when they last won here at that ground. And of course, he's played some 250 games. He got to that mark a little bit earlier on this season. So it is some time ago. Phil Pryor with you for halftime here on AFL Nation. You just heard the moments, the Maccas moments for Maccas. Order via the Maccas app and start earning today. It's the halftime floor show for the Coach's Choice flooring sale on now. Now a quick stats wrap for Safety Steel Sheds, designed to save, built to last. Lockie Neal, he started working his way up the stat sheet throughout that second quarter, it must be said. As we mentioned, so the Lions up 7 goals, 7 to the Swans. 2 goals for Lockie Neal. He has the 18 disposals so far. Callum Mills is out in front with 19. And then it's Luke Parker for the Swans, 15. McCluggage back at 13. Heaney, Dane Zorko, and Noah Answorth and Jake Lloyd, they all have 12 touches. So once again, Callum Mills, he has rocketed out of the blocks. Of course, a career high 37 touches last week, and he's up to 19 so far. So if he keeps that pace, he could have another career high in back-to-back weeks. He's going unbelievably well. Dane Zorko kicked the 2 second quarter goals. He's the only player with more than one on the ground so far. He's kicked 2 goals too, and kicked them both from right on 50 early on in that second term. Lincoln McCarthy, Cam Rayner, Dan McStay, Darcy Fort and Zach Bailey, they all have 1 to their name for the Brisbane Lions. And Isaac Heaney and Errol Goulden have kicked the only goals for the Swans. It was Goulden in the first quarter before Heaney snuck one in, snapping off that left in that second term. So plenty of work to do for the Swans. They were, of course, well down last week on Anzac Day against Hawthorn. They stormed home to win by 41 points, and they're certainly going to have to do the same thing again this week. They've won 3 straight games. The Lions are 2 in a row. Both of these sides enter in red-hot form. There's no doubt about that. Speaking of running hot, for Ream, ask your plumber to install a Ream steady, hot and strong. I'm giving that to Dane Zorko, who has just been electric in the forward half today so far. The 12 disposals, 11 kicks, 3 marks, a tackle, and those 2 important goals to get the Lions going after a slow-scoring first term. Dane Zorko broke this game wide open early on in that second quarter, so he's certainly running hot. As far as the player rankings go for Red Energy, if you're moving house, call local energy retailer Red Energy. I'm going to give that one, I think, as far as Brisbane go, Lachie Neale, he's certainly worked his way into that game in that second term, getting a lot of work done on the inside, contested possessions. He was doing an outstanding job for the Swans. How can you go past Callum Mills? As we said, a game-high 19 touches across that first half. He had 4 marks, 5 tackles to go along with it as well. Those that play fantasy, they'd be loving Callum Mills right now and the work he's been doing here at the SCG. And he's going to win Player of the Day so far as well for Whirlpool, designed for the environment. Now, just an injury update for Safety HQ. Visit safetyhq.com.au. Get new work gear now. We're still trying to get the latest, but there was a problem there in that second term for Joe Danaher, who was being assessed in the change rooms with a shoulder complaint following a contest in that second quarter. That's all we have at this stage of the game, so we'll hopefully get more to you in due course on AFL Nation. That would be obviously a massive concern for the Brisbane Lions. Big Joe coming into round 7, he was equal second in the Coleman medal race, and he's kicking it at a career high 65% accuracy so far this season. He's been in red hot form, and he's had to be, of course, as well, given that Eric Hipwood hasn't been in action for the Lions so far. He's still about 2 or 3 weeks away, coming back from that ACL reconstruction, which would actually be pretty good going if Hipwood can get back before the midpoint of the season. Given it is only round 7, of course, he suffered that ACL tear late last year, and obviously couldn't take part in the remainder of that final series for Brisbane. So Joe Danaher has become so much more important. You know, Dan McStay, he's the other one giving that Brisbane forward line height. There's no shortage of playmakers up there, no doubt about that. But they do need some tall timber to kick to as well. So we'll try and keep you updated on Joe Danaher with an injury update as well. As for unmissable moments for Drinkwise, you won't miss a moment if you drink wise. Well, late in that quarter, Zach Bailey, he hit the score sheet, of course. He had 6 goals last week in the Q Clash, which was a Q Clash high, and he had a fantastic goal late in that second term as well, snapping in traffic from about 35 out on an angle. He was running at the goals too, so to snap in that situation, it was crafty, it was classy. That gets the unmissable moment so far. You won't miss a moment if you drink wise, if you choose to drink wise, of course. So yeah, plenty of strong contributors for the Brisbane Lions so far as they lead the charge here in this game so far at halftime here at the SCG. 7 goals, 749 over the Swans, 2-4-16. AFL Nation Twilight Footy at the SCG. We'll be back with the third term in a moment.
You're listening to the 2022 Premiership season on AFL Nation. For Sports Power, your local footy experts.
Jono, wear your safety boots.
In the Stariolode.
Hard hat, high-vis vest.
In the Stariolode.
Listen, I know you're used to feeling protected in the Stariolode, but that's only useful when you're inside the van, mate.
Hyundai Stariolode is the only commercial van that has both ANCAP 5-star and Platinum safety rating. And from just $47,990 drive away for ABN holders, now's a smart time to buy. T's and C's apply. Visit hyundai.com.au/offers for details. Imagine that, Hyundai.
With so many colours, styles and designs available, it's difficult to choose the best flooring for your home and lifestyle. With the Choices Flooring What's Your Lifestyle sale, you can download our Lifestyle Collection catalogues. Whether your look is coastal, suburban, inner city or country, there's over 100 pages packed full of ideas and savings to find the right flooring style for your lifestyle. Choices Flooring, the floor you've been searching for.
Tyre Power's store-wide super sale gives you the power to save on a huge range of big brands, like Falcon tyres. Right now at Tyre Power, you get the power to buy 3, get 1 free on Falcon ZX, ZE, 914 passenger and SUV tyres. Buy 3, get 1 free on selected Falcon tyres, plus many more super savings store-wide at Tyre Power. Tyre Power's store-wide super sale is now on. Visit tyrepower.com.au or call 13 21 91 for your local owner-operator.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
The Man Cave, shed, garage, sports room, home office, whatever you want to call it, Robot Building Supplies has everything to renovate or build it.
Robot's got it.
Metal roofing, cladding, wall panelling.
Robot's got it.
Structural steel, timber, insulation.
Robot's got it.
With 24-hour delivery, get it done fast with Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. RobotBuildingSupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
And the Glasgow Celtic will be there.
Get behind Celtic Football Club, led by Ange Postecoglou and starring Socceroo star Tommy Rogic. And show your support with the iconic Hoop Celtic home jersey from their online store.
Plus, they're rewarding SEN listeners with 10% off the new Adidas Team Geist clothing range when you use the code word SEN Celtic.
Support the Aussie boys in Scotland when you support Celtic Football Club.
Shop online now at celticfc.com/store.
Eat good, feel good with rolled Vietnamese. Discover quick, easy to eat healthy snacks, lunches and dinners with Rolled today. Barbecued chicken and lemongrass beef rice paper rolls, hot pho noodle soups and crunchy banh mi baguettes. It's made fresh and healthy in store every single day. So if you're like my family and need a feed after the gym, footy training or just a quick snack after school, choose Rolled Vietnamese. Download the Rolled app, order now. Rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese.
When you need the job done right, you want your pressure cleaner built like your team, tough and ready. Our brand new look Spitwater kicks the goals and gets the checkered flag every time by solving the problems the others can't. So when you're after the game changer, just reach for the tough and ready Spitwater pressure cleaner, made in Australia since 1982. Want to see the new Spitwater? Call 1-800-SPITWATER now or go to spitwater.com.au.
Athena Home Loans have just dropped their rates again. For the 9th time in a row, Athena just dropped variable rates to give you one of the lowest fee-free home loans in Australia. Super low rates and fee-free. Just one of the ways Athena is helping Aussies pay down their home loans faster. So what are you waiting for? Get saving today. Go to athena.com.au to see how much you could save. Athena, love us and leave us. Standard credit criteria, terms, conditions and government charges apply.
You're listening to the 2022 Premiership season on AFL Nation for Sports Power, your local footy experts.
DG for AFL Nation. Phil Pryor with you, and Nick Davis will be back shortly, our expert as well, who's been ticking off his everything that he has to get done on a game day here at the SCG. He's a busy man, our expert Nick Davis. He's been going well. Now, just quickly, around the grounds with about 2 minutes before the third quarter gets underway between the Swans and the Lions. There's 2 more quarters of round 7 to go with full time down at Marvel Stadium. It was the Western Bulldogs in the end by 32 points over the Essendon Bombers. 16-7-103 to Essendon's 10-11-71. And so around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day. Now, the MEGT Rookie of the Day, MEGT, your local apprenticeship experts, call 13MEGT today. There actually are no rookies out on the ground in this game, but Errol Goulden, the second-year player, he kicked a good goal in that first quarter, and he's got more of the footy so far in this game. So your local apprenticeship experts, Errol Goulden, he takes honours with that one so far. We'll be taking calls all weekend on the Kogan Open line. Make the call, switch to Kogan Mobile for $2.90 for 30 days with a big 20 gig of data. And that was the halftime floor show, thanks to Choices Flooring on AFL Nation for Icon Services, solutions that matter. Third quarter is about to get underway, twilight footy at the SCG. Who becomes the number one contender in the AFL? Of course, it's the Melbourne Demons out in front. These two lead the chasing pack, and we can welcome back 168 gamer Nick Davis back in now, who's just trying to finish off part of the offerings over there in the media centre, and he's got his of course. Just let us know. Not even dressing, just not even.
Not even. I'm looking forward to this second half. The response from the Sydney Swans last week against Hawthorn was outstanding, but all due respect to Hawthorn, the Brisbane Lions are a different proposition altogether. It's got to start with the ruck, and Peter Adams wins that first contest.
Opening bounce for Tyre Power. Always win with the free 5-minute tyre safety check. The Swans with the first crack. Inside 50 here, going to Lance's pocket. And Buddy takes the mark out in front of Gardner. So that's the perfect start for the Swans. He's going to have the chance to wheel around onto that favoured left foot, about 35 out from goal. 7-7-49, the Lions lead the Swans 2-4. 16 on the Victoria Police assistant scoreboard line. Buddy, this looks good off the boot too. That is the ideal start for the home side, who hit one back. The Swans, and Buddy, he has a goal. 7-7-49, the Lions lead the Swans, who are working their way back into it. 3-4-22, closing that margin down. And Buddy, he doesn't need too many chances to hit the scoreboard.
No, he doesn't. And to be fair to the Lions' defence, he hasn't had that many tonight. But look, if the Sydney Swans staff had drawn something up, it would have been a centre bounce down to a midfielder, half forward taking a nice uncontested mark, Ben Ronk, and then finding Lance Franklin inside 50 for a goal. And if you look at the Makita clock, 1 minute in, the Swans already pegged back 1 goal into that deficit.
Use the police assistance line for non-urgent situations. The Victoria Police assistant line scoreboard. 7-7-49, the Lions over the Swans. 3-4-22, but a perfect start for Sydney in this third quarter. And Buddy has his first goal. Looks like the Swans might be coming away now with the centre clearance the way of Luke Parker as well. So a nice start. McInerney now has it. Got it inside to Mills for his 20th touch. Buddy again. Has he come down with it? Well, he had 3 bites at it. And I reckon the Swans players wanted it. They actually threw a few arms out at the umpire, which, of course, you have to be careful with now. 2 minutes gone now on the Makita clock. Rule the outdoors. Very nearly a mark, about 25 out directly in front for Buddy. Ball comes down to ground level now from the throw-up. And Rich has tackled to ground Ben Ronk. laying a nice one there. Buddy tried to pick it up. Now he was thrown down without the ball, and he's going to win a free. Buddy, Darcy Gardner, the culprit, 20 out, basically in front. Buddy, well, he can do what Dane Zorko did at this end of the ground a quarter later.
He can. He'll be running hot. Lance Franklin. What's going on here?
Hang on a second.
It has to be 50.
So that's not ideal there from Harris Andrews, and Buddy's going to waste no time. He bangs it through for the Swans' 4th goal, and they've doubled that tally from half-time. About 2 minutes into this third term, Buddy now has kicked 2 in the space of a minute. After they were marched forward for 50, it was actually 20 in the end. Buddy would have kicked 20 out directly in front, but, I mean, he doesn't... you can miss from there, and Harris Andrews has just given it to him from point-blank range.
Okay, and that was a critical moment, a New Farm critical moment there. Look, you just don't want... You want to make them go back and hit your set shot from 25 out, but Lance Franklin, 2 goals in the first 3 minutes there, and the Swans, I think... Look, the Lions coaching staff probably would have given him the tip at halftime, going, look, you know what these guys did last week? Look, they're going to come hard. We need to start well, but they've done the opposite. They've given up 2 quick goals. And if we quick snaffle down to the boundary line, Joe Danaher did not return from halftime. So we'll look for an update there on Joe Danaher and see what sort of condition he's in.
Yeah, just seeing word now, actually, that Joe Danaher will not return. McInerney, good pressure there, laid on McCluggage. The Swans have another chance to move the ball forward in a dangerous situation. Florent with it, the 100-gamer, did the old 1-2 via hand, and now circles around to pick up Mills, who has his 21st disposal now, finds Chad Warner in the middle of the ground. Warner plays on quickly. He goes real long, Chad Warner, trying to get it to the top, and it's been marked as well. Haywood, he takes it just in front of the point post. About 5 metres out from the goal line, Haywood has a real good opportunity to give the Swans 3 quick ones early in this third term. There's a little bit of push and shove going on as well. Haywood will go back on a fairly tight angle, but it isn't too far out. He can go for the right check side or open it up on the left. We'll see what he does. He does the former, and Haywood puts it through off the outside of the right foot. And he gets just about every Swan down to congratulate him. They are fired up. So the Lions, they haven't added to their halftime total, 7-7-49. But here come the Swans, 5-4-34, 3 unanswered in the first 5 minutes of this third quarter for Tyre Power. Save on Toyo, massive Easter sale on now. That was massive.
Wow. 5 minutes in. 3 unanswered. What has happened when there's been a stoppage here? Laddams' contest has been a lot better. It's seen McInerney, the big guy, go down to full forward, and Darcy Fort, they've shifted him straight back into the ruck. He was on top in the second quarter, Fort, so they've made that change. The Swans have been able to win at stoppage and then being able to really get the ball moving on the outside. And here's Luke Parker again with another centre clearance.
Yeah, Fort tapped it straight down to him. Swans inside 50 again. It bounces to Reid, who scoops it up cleanly. Now it's with Buddy off the deck. He got it to Warner, and he's going to be trapped by 2 of them. Starcevic over the top, and he's pinged for holding the ball, but Chad Warner gives this Swans outfit some electricity.
He certainly does. He certainly does. It hasn't been all his way tonight, Chad Warner. It's been a couple of the other Swans boys, but which, you know, last week it was he started off slow and came home very well against the Hawks. But really what the Lions are going to try and do here is just sort of take the little bit of momentum out of this game, play a bit of kick mark and really just slow the ball movement down and, you know, just try and have a couple of minutes here without a score against.
So Harris Andrews sends it long from left half back. 2 Lions, Rayner and McCarthy, got in each other's way as the ball came back to the ground, and Mills is taken high. So he had 19 disposals at half-time, Callum Mills, and he has not slowed down. It was a dangerous kick across the face to Cunningham. It was chopped off. There's no one inside forward 50 for the Lions, but in fact, McCluggage's handball over the top went the way of an unmarked Swan. They work it through hands. Blakey now trying to get around Bailey. He was taken in a good tackle. Got the ball out to Warner, though, who has advantage. Warner now sends it long and forward inside 50, down to Buddy Franklin. Gardner did the spoiling. Andrews has to track it now. Hayward just shoulders him to deck. Franklin with it now. Can he work this one around? That's unreal from Buddy in the pocket. No way. Did it hit the post or did it hit the goal umpire on the way through?
We'll get a score review.
We might need a scoring review for Roofing and Sheet Metal Centre. All your sheet metal products, Australian made, quality guaranteed. We're just having a look. That's hit the goal umpire on the way through. They have to give this one, whether or not you'd think there was any chance that it's going to come through and hit the inside of the goal post.
It's hit him above the knee roll, so he's not out, the goal umpire. I'm happy to say the goal umpire is not out, but the score review is coming through, and it will be a goal.
Buddy Franklin, he has 3 in quarter 3, and we've only had 7 or 8 minutes as well. So the Swans have hit back 4 unanswered goals to kick things off and put the Swans right back in this one. 7 goals, 749 to the Swans, 6 goals, 440. It's a 9-goal margin for the Victoria Police Assistance Line scoreboard. And Buddy Franklin, well, how about that? That is a goal of the game contender for Host Plus. That's a plus, Nick Davis.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Lance Franklin has turned the game on its head here. 3 shots on goal for 3 goals, and the Swans are right back in this. The energy is back in the team. The crowd is back in it as well, and it's now, okay, Brisbane Lions, you want to sit third on the ladder. Let's see what you're made of.
Ed on the text line coming through. The comeback is on, he says. Fort wins it down. And now it's the Lions sending it to centre half forward. Archie has it, but Campbell wrapped him up. And now it's going to be a ball up at true centre half forward for the Brisbane Lions. Yet to add to their halftime total. 7-7-49 plays the Swans 6-4-40. So the ball comes now for Goulden, who's trapped underneath. Ainsworth, in fact, is going to give away the free for pushing. So Goulden at centre half back, he spots up Hayward, who had to leap high to take it just behind centre circle, who's been a target option all game for the Swans. Will Hayward is taken a couple of potential hanger of the day contenders for hangmytv.com.au. So the Swans going slow here. Goulden with it now. The second-year player wheels around. Well, he had all kinds of room. Sends it forward. Buddy, again, he takes the mark. About 35 out from goal. Buddy has arrived in this third term. Has 3 in this quarter. Just 10 minutes gone, 10 and a half. And Lance can go back and kick it from about 30 or 35 out on an angle. But he's well within range. This is unbelievable. 4 unanswered goals. Their total was minuscule at halftime. They'd kicked 1 goal in the first quarter, 1 goal in the second quarter, and 4 already so far. Buddy has 3 of them, and he comes in now. And he kicks it basically from where he kicked his 1,000th about 4 weeks ago. Buddy has 4 in this third term, and he has lit up the SCG for Twilight Footy on AFL Nation.
It's a pretty good sign once the ball leaves the foot of Lance Franklin. If that right arm goes straight up or it becomes a bit of a fist pump, that it's looking good. He's a pretty good judge of when he hits them flush, but and that was a 4th goal of the quarter. Might have said on the big screen here at the SCG at halftime, we might need someone to kick 4 goals in a quarter. He's done it in 10 minutes for Big Bud, and it started. Look, full credit here to Laddams. He was getting it from both the Brisbane ruckmen in the first half. The contest was probably not good enough. They were getting dominated in clearances. They were getting dominated in hit-outs. The shift has definitely come from the midfield, and Lance Franklin has been the beneficiary of that with 4 goals in this quarter.
7-7-49 plays the Swans 7-4-46 as the Lions work it inside forward 50 at centre half forward, and now they move it closer to goal. But there was a good fist over the boundary line back there by Dane Rampy. Just reiterating news that Joe Danaher will not return to the game with a shoulder injury. So the Medi-sub James Madden has been subbed into this contest. Inside Brisbane's forward 50 now. Kennedy now weaves his way out of traffic, puts it out in front of Blakey. He has pace, of course. That was Madden after him. And he's done well defensively too. It's turned over. Berry sends it back towards the hot spot through the arms of Archie. Parker going after it at the deck. Neal can snap around the body, and that would be a steadying kick. Lachie Neale, he has put it through for the Lions. That's a big moment there from one of their superstar players. So Brisbane are finally into the 50s. Their first score of this third quarter. It took 13 minutes. 8 goals, 7.55 to the Swans. 7-4-46 on the Victoria Police Assistance line scoreboard.
If you're looking at a New Farm critical moment, maybe later on in the game when we're going through the post-game analysis, it could be that ground ball and snap there from Lachie Neale. Swans are on the charge. They'd kicked 5 unanswered goals, and Lachie Neale there, clean ground ball, is so important in today's football to be clean at ground level. Gives yourself time to pick it up, and as a midfielder to be able to go forward and kick goals, so critical. And for New Farm, that could be an absolute critical moment.
There's no doubt about that. That's Nick Davis, our expert for buymystock.com.au. Ball back on in the middle of the ground. Kennedy tries to tackle Oscar McInerney. A hurried kick towards Brisbane's centre-half forward. Lloyd with a good handball to Kennedy, who sends it out wide to Hayward under pressure. Gardner was able to spoil on the AFL Nation logo out there. Hayward tackles well, and now he wants the free. It's going to be a ball up on the outer wing here at the SCG. 8 goals, 7.55 of the Lions. 7-4-46 for the Swans on the Victoria Police Assistance line scoreboard. 15 minutes gone on the Makita clock. Rule the outdoors. Brisbane after it. It's going to be turned over though. Kennedy, he's having a good couple of minutes here. Gets it going forward. Gardner was there for the Lions though. By hand it goes to Berry. Well, his target, Charlie Cameron, slipped over. So Cunningham goes to McInerney. It's with the Swans now. Kennedy again. Now Rowbottom. They move it one-on-one. It's Buddy up forward. Tries to slap it to himself. It hits the deck. Neale got back there. Won the ground ball for the Lions. Andrews goes to Adams, who clears. It was hurried in the end, and it's going to fall to the waiting arms of Braden Campbell for the Swans on the outer wing.
Change has been made. Marcus Adams onto Lance Franklin. Gardner onto Will Hayward. Will, poor old Dusty Gardner. He's gone from Franklin, who's kicked forward, to Hayward, who's got 1 this quarter.
Back inside forward 50. Campbell went big. It went through hands and hit the deck, and the umpire will claim the footy for a ball up.
It's a big move. It's a big move, and it's one where Franklin gets confidence when he knows that someone's moved off him, and then he's got the new guy. He wants to really assert his dominance straight away.
So Berry with a good clearance, but Campbell was there to take one uncontested again, chopping it off. Goes short inboard to Josh Kennedy this time. Once again, the Swans on that outer wing. Kennedy's calling players towards him just to clear space for the Talls at the back. Well, Andrews flew so high, and he got a big fist on it. McInerney on it, has it at 50 and works it inside to Papley, who takes a mark about 54 out from goal. And once again, we said it last quarter, but he'll be looking for an option inside forward 50. Doesn't have the legs, particularly coming back from that hamstring strain. Sends it to a dangerous spot. McLean nearly got it. It comes down to Parker, who gives it to Mills. He fumbled. McLean now after it, and they're going to say holding the ball on Mills, who just didn't quite take it cleanly.
I thought he had the jump at that, Hayden McLean, and then he lost his boot. He was absolutely going to take that mark uncontested, put in a rough stride through a shoe, and he dropped it. He didn't quite get there for that mark.
McCluggage sends it to right half forward, and it's going to beat the Swans defenders as well as James Madden out over the boundary line.
Just some stats for Safety Steel Sheds. Lachie Neale with 22 and Callum Mills 22, the two that we identified early in the game as the key matchup. They've cleared out 22 disposals apiece. Luke Parker with 18. Hugh McCluggage second for the Lions with 14 along with Berry.
So the Lions with it. At right half forward, Neal just rips it out of traffic once again. Now Zach Bailey runs into an open goal and he misses near side. We weren't expecting that from Zach Bailey, given his class inside forward 50. So 8 goals, 8.56 the Lions. 7 goals, 4.46 the Swans. Just a boundary update for Snaffle. Bite-sized payments you can win. Joe Danaher will not return with that shoulder injury. James Madden, the Medi sub, brought into the game. Oh, wow. That's a fantastic grab back there. I think it was Parker at left half back. Now they're moving it forward, the Swans. Wide open. It goes in the Hayward direction. Gardner was able to spoil. It's still a one-on-one. Hayward tries to soccer it off the deck. And he nearly did his best Cristiano Ronaldo impersonation there. Went through for a minor score. So the Swans now 7 goals, 5.47, 9 points behind the Lions for the Victoria Police Assistance Line scoreboard.
It's just following down there at the moment. Darcy Gardner. Every player he takes is taking him into the cage and they're just aiming for him. But strong spoil there from Tom McCartan to get the ball over the line. But interesting to see the Swans' mentality now, because probably John Longmire and the coaching staff are going, okay, boys, let's get a few goals back. Let's try and peg them back before three-quarter time. And they nearly did it within 10 minutes. So you want to see the Swans players keep going here and the Lions look to counter.
Goulden tried to go quick back inside forward 50 from right half forward, but it flew out of bounds on the full. He was under all kinds of pressure. Nearly 19 minutes gone on the Makita clock. And now the Lions will just settle things down. Bailey takes a grab at left half back. Went short to Zorko, who got a bit distracted as that ball came in. He didn't take the mark, but he did have time to use it. Got it to McInerney, who was taken high in the marking contest. McCarthy goes quick, sending it long inside forward 50 for the Lions, and Braden Campbell gets over there to spoil it out of bounds. So the throw will come back into play inside the Swans' defensive 50 in front of the members' pavilion here at the SCG for Twilight Footy on AFL Nation. Handball came to Dane Zorko, who just ran past it. Could have potentially had a quick shot on goal. Neal just wheels around Mills now, takes a bounce. Lockie Neal works his way in and has a ping. He's well short. In fact, McStay flew just in front of the goal line, and it's going to be a ball up right next to the goal square. Lockie Neal just put the gas on there. So play on now. Cunningham and Charlie Cameron wrestling out over the boundary line next to the left point post for the Swans. So Darcy Gardner just getting a little bit of work down by the physios and the trainers on those legs.
He's had 5 goals kicked on him in a quarter for old Darcy.
So Berry has it now just on 50, but Ronk's going to win a free kick as he was leading at the footy in front of Dan Rich. They move it quickly just out in front of Kennedy and out over the boundary line on the outer wing.
Just 4 disposals for Charlie Cameron. Harry Cunningham. I think he had a shot within the first few minutes, Charlie Cameron, but since then, Harry Cunningham has done a fantastic job there. Danger man for the Lions and a proven goal kicker to hold into 4 possessions 20 minutes into the third term.
Fort goes quickly, sending it back inside forward 50. McStay got one hand to it. Rowbottom now has to get rid of it quick, smart. McCarthy's handball goes over the top. Florent now showed some strength in front of Zach Bailey, and the ball's going to land out of bounds once again. That wasn't deliberate.
McStay slow to get up from the marking contest for the Lions. He'll compete here in the ruck, but he was slow to get up.
Well, he's just about their last tall forward.
He is.
They've obviously still got the 2 rucks, but no Joe Danaher. And McStay is going to win a free kick.
It's always a dangerous time.
From the throw-in.
Phil, it's a dangerous time when you've got the 2 non-recognised ruckmen, Sam Reid and McStay. Inevitably, one of them gives away a free kick because they don't really know what they're doing. And it's a lottery in there, and that time it was Sam Reid that was out of position and inside 50 grabbed hold and gave away a free kick. It is a dangerous time. It's a niche position, and if you don't get it right as the backup, you can give away opportunities.
So McStay already has 1 in this ball game. He comes in now, and that's a beauty as well. McStay, he hits the scoreboard. Gives Brisbane their 9th goal. They're out in front, 9-8-62. They've certainly steadied the ship here. The Swans, 7-5-47. So just give themselves a little bit of a buffer. Once again, it's back out to a 15-point margin on the Victoria Police Assistance Line scoreboard.
It is an Amy clanger, I think, Sam Reid. Look, when you go in there, it's your job as the backup ruck. I think you just try and win as many hit-outs as you can and don't give away free kicks. It happens all the time. All the time. The two non-recognised ruckmen, or even if it's one or the other, the backup ruck goes in there. They panic if they get out of position and they just grab hold of a jumper and give away a free kick. And up on the wing, yeah, maybe not so bad, but in a forward stoppage, you just want to go, okay, well, if you win the ruck contest, fair enough. We'll just back our defensive system at ground level to stop you from having a shot. Free kicks out of the ruck is just a cardinal sin inside your defensive 50. So, yeah, probably an Amy clanger there.
So the third quarter for McDonald's, order via the My Maccas app and start earning today. 23 minutes gone in this term. It started off all Swans. Buddy has kicked 4 goals in this third quarter. Ball's being hunted in the middle. A hacked kick out sends it towards Brisbane centre half forward. And McCarthy keeps it moving. Neal now scoops it up. Gets it on the boot quickly, sending it to a dangerous open pocket inside forward 50. And Rayner just tried to hack it towards goal. He's put it out of bounds, and lucky for Cam, it took a bounce right near that line before going out of play. 9-8-62 to 7-5-47. The Lions over the Swans. 24 minutes gone here at the SCG third term. Laddams just rips it out from that throw in and sends it deep. Coleman went back with some courage and he wins a free kick. Copped a bit of a high contact on the way through. Well done from young Kadean. He sends it long back to the top of the goal square. Reid got a fist to it, and now Rampy's going to send it through for a minor score.
That was well done. That was well done. You see the Swans coaching staff made the move. Laddam straight back on the field. We can't give away free kicks inside our defensive 50 at ruck contest, but Sam Reid there did a good job there. Probably still making his way back forward to spoil there, but important here for the Swans, coming back down. It's like a running race. If you're miles behind someone, you can do all the catching up that you want, but making that effort to go past.
Daniel Rich was taken high as the ball came back out from Will Hayward, so he'll win a free kick, and he looks a little bit sore up top as well.
He does. Just a clumsy effort there from Hayward. Nothing sort of too much in that, but the Lions have been able to steady a little bit. It's been important that they do. The Swans, when you're that far behind, as I said, you can do all that effort catching up, but you've got to actually get past. So the Lions here, if they can nab another one.
McStay going for goal. Check side off that left foot. McStay, he's fixed what he couldn't do moments ago, and Daniel has his second. Brisbane, they've hit back in a big way. A few goals after the Swans got back on top early in this third term. 10 goals, 9-69 to Sydney, 7-5-47. So that's good work there. It's they've given themselves a little bit of breathing room on the Victoria Police Assistance Line scoreboard. And Daniel McStay, he's been big with no Joe Danaher up top in the last 5 or 10 minutes here for the Lions in this third term.
Host Plus, that's an absolute contender on his preferred left, but a check side there was very, very important. And as we mentioned, Joe Danaher not returning for the rest of the game, sub being activated by the Lions. It's McStay down there with the big O. Very important goal and centre clearance coming up for the Lions, and they've got it.
Yeah, Lachie Neale's really coming into his own here, doing his damage in traffic too. Warner gets a hurried handball at Brisbane centre half forward. Jackson Pryor now sends it to the top of the goal square. 1-on-1. Well, Blakey did well to spoil Big O, but it's a dangerous position. Rayner, he puts it through for the Lions. So it's been a tale of two halves in this third quarter, and it's now Brisbane with all the running. 11 goals, 9-75, leading the Swans 7-5-47 on the Victoria Police Assistance Line. And Cam Rayner So he hits the scoreboard from the top of the goal square.
It's important. Kicking goals is important in a game of AFL football, and they're doing that. They're doing that very well. The Swans did a lot of catching up. They might have used all their carrots catching up, but you've actually got to get to them and get past. And the Lions have been able to put the foot back down. And Cam Rayner there with another classy finish off the ground. Great finish. But what we can do is we can go around the grounds to Chemist Warehouse. The mighty Miranda Bombers in the under-14s girls have won by 60 points, and Jordan Davis has kicked 5 goals. So am I going to hear about that when I get home?
Oh, well
she has killed it.
Well done, Jordan. That's more than Buddy.
It is, and more than Dad. Well done.
So the Swans finally with a chance to settle things down. Parker's going to go long inside forward 50. Heaney went back with the flight, got a left arm to it. Ronk with a hurried kick. Didn't get a lot of the footy, though. Hayward goes after it. He wanted a free in the back for pushing. It's play on now with Brisbane. Coleman got a handball, and he's going to win a free kick potentially as well. He is, Kadean. So 28 minutes gone on the Makita clock. Rule the outdoors. Harris Andrews from the right back pocket sends it long through the arms of Archie. Charlie Cameron on the outer wing, has a few metres, has a green light, sends it forward inside 50. Madden was there, but 2 Swans came across and spoiled
well done,
it.
Tom McCartan.
Out over the boundary line.
He left his opponent. He saw that his defensive teammate, Braden Campbell, took front position, and Madden had all sorts of room, but Tom McCartan left his opponent, came across and made a critical spoil.
So the ball thrown back inside the lines, forward 50 once again. Laddams with a hurried handball down for McCluggage with Brisbane now. Archie out the back. Answorth snaps it back towards the top of the goal square. McCartan with an enormous fist back to Archie. Mills is there to tackle him, and the fans want to know how long he has.
360, that's it. You can't do the Tony Hawk 720. 360's it. But Tom McCartan with some 2 New Farm critical moments there. A beautiful spoil coming across. 30-metre spoil. Yeah, it's one thing as a defensive player to get a spoil and just, stop your opponent from marking it. But if you can clear the area, it just adds to that.
So Ronk with another hurried kick into the middle of the ground. Laddams has to try and spin around. Does well. Got it to Warner, who now links up by hand. The Swans inside forward 50. Ronk to McLean, and he's missed to the left-hand side.
Jeez, might have to take that jumper off, Hayden. Come on, boy.
He's had a few good opportunities.
Number 2
today.
doesn't stream inside 50 at the SCG and shank it. But really critical. About 4 minutes to go here on the clock, and both sides will be really desperate for one more, I think.
So there was a bit of body work there involving Laddams, who's actually going to be paid the free kick against.
This is it.
So it goes away of Fort.
This decision that's creeped into the game about the shepherding. Players aren't that smart, I'm telling you, to be able to seal out, especially Ruckman, I can really tell you. And I think that sealing out, the sealing out free kick is just creeping into the game a little bit too much.
So Zorko goes down the line to Jared Lyons, almost at left half forward. Brisbane in front of their own bunker, and Lyons will open up and send it long. Blakey got some height and spoiled out of bounds.
It's been a highlight of the game at both ends. The spoiling, if you come in here as a spectacle and you want to see Lance Franklin kick goals and all these fancy things, but the art of spoiling and just really clearing the area and not allowing the small forwards or the crumbers of the opposition to go to work has been really good to watch from both sides.
11 goals, 9-75 the Lions over the Swans, 7-6, 48. Back inside Brisbane's forward 50. Neal with another disposal, a little handball. Now it's worked towards the top of the goal square. Blakey with a fist, others with fists as well. Errol Goulden didn't have time to get rid of it. It falls for Zorko, who snaps towards goal, and it's shaved the post. So 11 goals, 10-76 now the Lions. 7-6-48 on the Victoria Police assistance line scoreboard.
31 minutes gone, Makita clock, and wow. And Zorko kicked 2 beautiful goals in the second quarter. If he had to snap that one, he was looking absolutely to the Whirlpool Kitchen Laundry Appliances Player of the Day, but he's still right up there.
Rayner now just weaves his way out of traffic. He has a shot on goal. Rayner, as they move it back inside forward 50, but he's missed near side. So 11 goals, 11 now for the Lions. 77 points, 22 scoring shots to Sydney's 7-6-48.
We'll be looking for Isaac Heaney to slide behind the ball here. +1, the Swans, late in quarter. It's a go-to play for them.
So 32 minutes gone on the Makita clock. Rule the outdoors. Sydney, you sense they need a goal before three-quarter time here. Warner goes out by hand to McInerney, who works it inside for Parker now, who's going to go horizontally to Jake Lloyd. Front side of that centre square. Takes plenty of time, Lloyd, and tries to put it out in front of Heaney, but Daniel Rich was in front of him, and he chops off for an intercept mark as we reach the 33-minute mark in this ball game, and Rich marks inside defensive 50, but about 40 out from home. He'll work it backwards to Harris Andrews, just finding marks back of centre here, Brisbane, and happy to slow things down, try and work it towards three-quarter time.
Oh, they'd definitely be happy here, the Lions, if they can go in with the run-on that the Swans had early in this quarter.
Oh, McCluggage did well to spin through there, and now they might have the last say here in this third term. Archie marks back of centre, works it out aside to Answorth at right half back. Brisbane now going by foot. That's about 6 or 7 successful kick marks. Now they'll go long. McStay goes real long to McCluggage.
Good hard
He
running.
marks unopposed at right half forward. Swans with a little bit of defensive inefficiencies as they move it inside forward 50 now. It falls for Goulden, who's going to clear danger for the Swans once again, but McStay's out there on his own. And he'll mark. They're about 30 from home, the Lions. 34 minutes gone, third term. He goes quickly, McStay. Back to the hot spot. Inside 50, Rayner flew. Blakey got there at ground level. Laddams was under some pressure. Cunningham now, and it's been squared up for McInerney, not 15. Berry would have taken the mark, but instead Charlie Cameron just soccers it through for the easiest of goals. The umpire's having a chat to the goal umpire here, a potential scoring review. It will be for roofing and sheet metal centre. All your sheet metal products, Australian made, quality guaranteed. We'll have a score review because Cunningham might have got some hand to it as Charlie Cameron socked it through from point blank range. And Nick Davis, it might be hard to overturn this one.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it looks pretty clear. Never say never, but Charlie Cameron might have been able to kick a goal for the Brisbane Lions, and one that the Swans, they did all that hard work in the start of the quarter. They get themselves back into the game, and it's the Lions there. They were able to methodically pick the Swans apart by foot, get the ball out. McCluggage with some great hard running down the outside, got himself free. Repeat injury, McStay whacked it back in, and look, time in forward half at the SCG, if he can keep it in there. Errol Goulden, maybe an Amy Klanger there, just maybe late in the quarter, let's roll boundary side and take it out. But the Lions are able to scavenge a goal, and look, as much as the Swans' effort there early in the quarter was well done, the Lions have been able to match them late. And look, 35 minutes. It's been a fair quarter on the Makita clock, 35 minutes and counting. But the Lions have been able to steady the ship.
Yeah, 5 unanswered goals to each team in this third quarter. Quite astonishing as Big O tries to hurry a kick out of the middle, the ruckman for Brisbane. It's back with the Swans now. Campbell has them run through the middle. Links up with Warner, and now they go to Goulden. He's about 55 from home. Tried to go home. Answorth smothered it. Swans back with it now. Warner tried to go the handball. That was going to be tough for Callum Mills. There was 4 Brisbane Lions players corralling him, and he'll win a free kick right on the three-quarter time siren. Callum Mills must have been high contact. As we just try and get another look at this. So Brisbane didn't need that right on three-quarter time. We've had 36 and a half minutes. So Callum Mills, he has a chance to just give the Swans a flicker of hope as we head into the last. He kicks it from 40 out, and Callum Mills turns around to the rest of his team and says, come on, boys, we've got a sniff here. He kicks a goal right on three-quarter time. Brisbane are out in front, 12 goals 11, 83 to Sydney's 8 goals 6, 54. Sydney certainly still have it all to do as the visitors try to snap a 13-year drought here at the SCG, and they're well on top. It looks like they might do it. The Swans will carry a tiny piece of momentum into the three-quarter time huddle off the boot of Callum Mills. AFL Nation Twilight Footy at the SCG. One more quarter of round 7 action left to play, and we'll do it after the break.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for Mate Internet and Mobile, Australia's most satisfied NBN customers. Internet from $59.
Every group of mates has one. The bloke who avoids his shout.
Oh, I left my wallet in the car.
Mate, use your phone.
Oh, it's gone flat, mate. Can you cover me?
With a Signet power bank, there's no more running out of charge when you or your mates need it most.
Take my Signet power bank, mate. Charge up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll get this round and the next. I owe you one.
Aussie owned, Aussie designed. Power your life with a Signet power bank. Signet.com.
Sustained performance in footy is more than just one great game. It's about playing consistently, game after game, season after season. Host Plus delivers strong performance over the long term, with top returns over 20 years. A top-performing super fund over the long term, that's a plus. Search, compare, Host Plus today.
Super Ratings SR50 Balanced Index, December 2021. General advice only. Consider the relevant Host Plus PDS and TMD at hostplus.com.au before deciding if Host Plus is appropriate for you. Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance.
Steel Solutions, Houston speaking.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, what's happened?
I'm doing a reno when my bricklayer needs some galvanised steel lintels in different lengths and sizes. Who would do that?
Relax, mate. We've got all the steel you'll need and we'll cut it to the lengths you want. You only pay for what you need and you can get it delivered or pick it up.
Houston, we don't have a problem anymore.
That's kind of why they call us Steel Solutions.
Steel Solutions. The steel you need when you need it. Sunshine, Bayswater and Springvale. steelsolutions.com.au.
Ready to pull up a seat at our table?
Be your own boss?
Build your own future?
At Rolled Vietnamese, our family is ready to help you soldier on to a whole new lifestyle.
We've got a menu of rolled franchise opportunities across Australia. Check for your dream location at rolled.com.au.
Roll up your sleeves and grab the dream with both hands today.
Go to rolled.com.au, click the franchise tab and inquire now. We mean now.
Are you rolled ready?
Victorian harness racing just got bigger with all the exciting action on Trots Vision. It's an enhanced online platform with every Victorian harness race streamed live. Enjoy exclusive content, the daily form, tips from Australia's most respected racing analysts and more. Trots Vision brings you all the live action every day at home or on your phone. And best of all, it's free. Lap up Trots Vision. Lap up the trots. Visit thetrots.com.au.
As part of Victoria's Big Build, we're removing 85 dangerous and congested level crossings, with 59 already gone, creating thousands of jobs and making your journey safer and easier. As we bring the pieces together, buses will replace trains on sections of the Craigieburn line until the 6th of May. We're also building a new Glenroy station, with roadworks in the area and detours in place. Find out if you're affected at bigbuild.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
On the SEN app, check out the SENW channel with stars of women's sport at home and abroad. Daisy Pierce, Katie Brown, Stephanie Brantz. Plus, on the SENW channel,
we cover AFLW, Rugby League, W League, netball, cricket, and track the female stars of horse racing and more.
For the latest news, interviews, and catch-up podcasts with the biggest names in women's sport, jump on the SENW
SENW channel.
Download the SEN app now.
Every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. for Tobin Brothers Celebrating Lives. Join me, Sam Edmund, and very special guests on This Is Your Journey. Profiling Australia's sporting greats on and off the field, we enjoy some powerful stories about life, success, and the journey along the way. Cycling commentator Matthew Keenan. Superstar jockey Glenn Boss. Cricket icon Lisa Stalaker. Former Australian off-spinner Tim May. Join me on This Is Your Journey, 10 a.m. Sundays on SEN. For Tobin Brothers Funerals, Celebrating Lives.
You're listening to the 2022 Premiership season on AFL Nation. For Sports Power, your local footy experts.
Now, and that's a beauty as well. McStay, he hits the scoreboard, gives Brisbane their 9th goal. They're out in front. Jackson Pryor now sends it to the top of the goal square. 1-on-1. Well, Blakey did well to spoil Big O, but it's a dangerous position. Rayner, he puts it through for the Lions. So it's been a tale of two halves in this third quarter, and it's now Brisbane with all the running.
Maccas, I'm loving it moments. Order via the My Maccas app and start earning today.
AFL Nation fourth quarter action underway here at the SCG, and the Swans go inside forward 51st, and Buddy takes a mark literally just seconds into this final turn. The opening bounce, Tyre Power kicking goals with 25% off on Kumo tyres. And here at the SCG, Buddy Franklin, he had 4 in that third term, and he has a chance to extend that here to kick off this final quarter. Mills kicked one right on the 3-quarter time siren, and the Swans, they'll be up and about if Buddy can kick his 5th goal. He comes in now. That is straight between them. Lance has 5, and the Swans, they've got more than a sniff. Early in this fourth term, the Lions 12-11-83 lead the Swans 9-6-60. So it's a 23-point margin for the Icon Services Solutions That Matter scoreboard. Here comes Sydney, Nick Davis.
Yeah, looking at the easy debt replay there. Lance Franklin, 1 bite, maybe a bit of a spoil in 2 bites, but with the nicely oiled arms, the big bud, starting the last quarter off in style. He's won there. When he kicks goals, when Tom Papley kicks goals, there's a different energy around the team, a different energy around the crowd, and it's been Bud today. Tom Papley's still there. He started like a house on fire, perhaps. He ran out of carrots pretty quickly, but if he can get some goals there as well. But the Lions here, they need a centre clearance.
Fourth quarter action on AFL Nation for Tyre Power. Save on Toyo. Massive Easter sale is on now. It's going to be a second ball up. So 2 minutes elapsed now in this final quarter, I should say. It's Phil Pryor with Nick Davis, your expert for buymystock.com.au. Brisbane get it moving inside forward 50 now. Rayner let it bounce out in front of him. And now Blakey tries to handball one out the back, but we're coming back for a free kick to Nick Blakey, who was taken after he got rid of it. He'll go real short. And Callum Mills now for possession number 26. Lockie Neal got up to 30 at the end of that third term. Parker and Mills both had 25 heading into the final term. Coleman, good spoil on Papley at the Swans left half forward. Now the Lions send it back downfield, and McCarthy got to the fall of the ball uncontested with a few players around him. And now he sends it to the Brisbane right half forward. McStay had a few bites at it at ground level, eventually picked it up. Fort now gets a hurried kick moving inside forward 50, but that's a good grab back there for Ollie Florent.
It's been good down there, Florent, in his 100th game. Look, moving probably down to the back line there with Paddy McCartan coming out. He's had the most dangerous forward down there. It's either been Bailey or Zorko for Florent. He's been very good.
Warner flies as Sydney exit, but it might be coming back here. Brisbane have the numbers. Gardner goes to the arc of 50 near the boundary on this near side. McStay tried to get it going forward, and the umpire's going to pay him for deliberate. So the Swans have a free kick with Nick Blakey just inside defensive 50 on the boundary.
Some clearance stats. The clearances have evened up. The Swans are now only -4, and centre clearance are actually got on top, 12-9, and that's where the comeback was early in that quarter for the Sydney Swans.
Next score massive in this ball game. Rowbottom was there crumbing. He did well. Got the ball over the top of Franklin, who has a free kick paid against him, and the fans don't like it. Marcus Adams is doing the job on Buddy. For those just joining us, Gardner now taking a mark near wing, inside part of the ground, and it's going to be a ball up right in front of the two teams' benches. 4.5 minutes gone on the Makita clock. Rule the outdoors. Warner now, he runs past. McInerney has a bounce. He loads up from 50. Warner hits the post.
4 or 5? 4 or 5 posters tonight for either side, but Chad Warner, if we look at the Toro tackler of the day, he's right up there. He's had 6 tackles to go with his poster there. He's really starting to assert his authority, similar to what he did last week down in Tasmania against the Hawks.
Yeah, just that leg speed. 12-11-83 the Lions to the Swans 9-7-61. It's coming back off the left boot of Sam Reid into a dangerous spot. Buddy used his body well. It crumbed for Haywood, who snaps around, and he's worked it around too much. So another minus score there for the Swans. 12-11-83 to 9-8-62, the way of the Lions on the Icon Services Solutions That Matter scoreboard. And Rich goes short to Zorko.
Important players in a chain there. Rich to Zorko to Neil. I think it's important that their leaders stand up here, the Brisbane Lions.
Neil goes long down the line. He's up over 30 in the disposals category now. Rampy sends a hurried kick, and it's a chaos ball back inside forward 50. Adams now with a chance to hurry a clearing kick out. Rayner got to the fall of the ball well in traffic. Takes a good mark at right half back for the Lions. Goes inboard to Dan Rich, who hits up Dane Zorko short. Back right corner of the centre square. Gardner with it now. By hand, back to Zorko. He's going to go long inside forward 50 to the top of the goal square. Cameron gets a big piece of it. 25 metres out, directly in front for the Lions. And that's a good grab, a potential hanger of the day, thanks to hangmytv.com.au.
It is. It's a hanger of the day, and it nearly could be a host plus point, turning point. Harry Cunningham give him a massive wrap. Charlie Cameron gets the last goal of the third quarter.
So Charlie Cameron, it never looks like missing for him. His second goal of the half, one last quarter, and he has one here. And that could be one of the most important scores here, because it was so important that the Swans kick the next one to get themselves right back into it. But instead, it's 13 goals, 11, 89, the Lions over the Swans. 9 goals, 8, 62. They've opened up a lead for the Icon Services Solutions That Matter scoreboard.
Great small forward play. Charlie Cameron, being a small defender, worst position in the world to play. Harry Cunningham has been on top of him for 3.5 quarters. Charlie Cameron soccers one off the ground late in the third term, kicks a goal, takes a nice mark, kicks one there. If he gets one more in this quarter, he's kicked 3 goals for the day and he's played well. And Harry Cunningham, was winning a points battle for 3.5 quarters. So important that for the Swans that Harry, locks him back down.
Neil with another disposal, a handball out of the middle. McCluggage tries to track it. Was on skates a little bit there, a little bit slippery. Fort gets it going forward. Florent back with the flight. It fell down to his advantage. It's now with Lloyd as they exit defensive 50, the Swans. Heaney tries to muscle his way. Mills was at the fall of the ball. It's been turned over though. Archie tries to hurry one back towards centre half forward for the Lions. Warner chops it off. It's with the Swans now, and they're moving it forward. A good spoil back there from Answorth in the direction of Madden. He's tackled well there by Sam Reid. Gardner now with it. Answorth kick. He was chopped down. It's turned over. McInerney heading just outside 50. Tried to get it to Buddy in that left forward pocket, but it's beaten everyone out of bounds back inside Sydney's forward 50 at the very least.
He's a hard person to not kick the ball to, Lance Franklin, but that time it just needed to be a little right-hand blinker from Justin McInerney and look out. There was Hayden McLean, there was Ben Ronk, there was Sam Reid all out to the right, and he just went to the one-on-one of Franklin. 9
minutes gone, final term. As they throw it back in, it's going to be a ball up inside Sydney's forward 50. 13 goals, 11.89. Brisbane over Sydney, 9 goals, 8.62. Bit of high contact there, and Sydney will win the free kick. Errol Goulden is going to have a shot on goal, about 40 out on an angle on the left-hand side of forward 50. He kicked one in the first quarter, been relatively quiet since then, but this is very important.
It's on the easy debit replay there. Errol Goulden head over the footy, kept his nose over it long enough, and just a sloppy free kick across the shoulder.
It's not too late for Sydney. It's not too late, and that's what Errol's telling his teammates right now. Goulden converts. 13 goals, 11.89 Brisbane. But it's Sydney working their way back. They've kicked the last 2. 10 goals, 8.68. Here come the home team, potentially. Brisbane still out with a big lead. 10 minutes gone in this last term on the Makita clock. Rule the outdoors. And Nick Davis, Harry Cunningham now being assessed on the sidelines for some kind of leg complaint.
Yeah. Important there for the Swans and the balance that if Harry Cunningham can't make his way back onto the field, it's Will Hayward that's heading back there into defence, or maybe Will's just worked out that they're going the other way. I think that was more the way that it worked. Wilbur was heading the wrong way, but important when you're chasing a deficit that you don't miss these opportunities, and it was Errol Goulden there, the QBE Swans member of a few years ago, that went back, and you just can't miss these opportunities, and he didn't. And again, centre bounce there. Laddams is competing better. That's where the shift has come from the Swans in the centre bounce. Laddams is competing hard, giving the ground level guys at least a 50-50 chance.
Fourth quarter on AFL Nation for McDonald's. Order via the My Macca's app and start earning today. Sydney potentially with another chance as they move it to half forward. And Ronk does well out of traffic, wheels around, sends it inside 50. Heaney completely misread the jump. And the Lions are going to rebound now through McCluggage. His kick over the top of one teammate, but it's ended up into the arms of McStay, just back of centre. And he works it horizontally. There's a couple of wide open Brisbane players there, and they now move it inside forward 50. Blakey gives it 2 fists out of bounds inside defensive 50 for Sydney. 13 goals, 11.89 to Sydney's 10.868.
That's enough. That's enough for the 2-fisted spoils. If you can get 2 fists to it, open the paint, spread the fingers out. Let's catch the footy, lads, down there. But McStay has been excellent for the Lions. 3 goals and 15 disposals for him up forward.
Oscar McInerney now thinking about a shot on goal. Neil now just handballs it towards the posts. Rowbottom trying to weave out of traffic, and they have found an exit through Lloyd. It's not out of deep 50 though, and it was over the top of Errol Goulden into the waiting hands of Calamar Chi. He takes a mark about 35 metres out on a fair angle at Brisbane's left forward pocket, and he'll go back and have a chance just to steady the ship after Sydney's kicked the last 2. Calamar Chi, only the 2 goals so far this year. Archie, that looks real good off the boot though. And Archie, he gets the job done for Brisbane and gives them back that little bit of breathing room. 14 goals, 11.95 to Sydney's 10.868 on the Icon Services Solutions That Matter scoreboard.
Easy bet replay there. Jake Lloyd, just a little bit fancy coming out of defensive 50. Sometimes when you're behind, you think, we need to pinpoint everything down the field, but that might have just been a bit more of a clearing kick over Errol Goulden's head. Doesn't need to be a high kick to go over young Errol's head, trust me, but Archie went back and slotted that beautifully. Didn't go far off the boot before he had the celebration working there, and the Brisbane Lions back out to that 27-point lead. And Archie's done some pretty good work out there on the wing. 14 disposals and a goal is not a bad return for a winger.
Yeah, so around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day. The other games are finished for round 7, of course. The Western Bulldogs by 32 points over the Bombers, and Collingwood by 25 over Gold Coast in games earlier today.
Who would you rather be, Essendon or West Coast? That's a good question. That's a shocking question.
It depends how much you like rebuilds as a fan.
Or if you like living in Perth.
Hello to all our Perth listeners.
Absolutely.
On AFL Nation, of course. AFL Nation action here. Twilight footy at the SCG. Good hard defensive work down there from Ollie Florent in his 100th game.
He has been good.
On Zach Bailey.
Toro top tackler, Ollie Florent. He's defensive. He's had the job there on the 6-goal performer from last week, Zach Bailey, and he's been excellent, Florent.
Fort showing strength, got a hurried kick on it. Rayner was smashed coming through. Warner now with quick hands to Parker. Has to move it quickly. Blakey was smart. Got it out to the advantage of McCartan. All of a sudden, Cameron enters the frame. And Braden Campbell's in a bit of trouble here.
There you go.
Got it quickly to Tom McCartan, but his caught holding the ball took too long, and it could have been an incorrect disposal as well. So Brisbane are going to win themselves a free kick. It's going to be Charlie Cameron going back, lining up from just beyond 40.
The joys of being a small forward, Phil, my friend. I'm preaching to my own choir. You only need one quarter, trust me, to go from a shocking day to a good one. And Charlie had quiet. Harry Cunningham was excellent on him the first 3 quarters. He's now going back to potentially slot his third. And 3 goals as a small forward, you take that any day of the week.
You sure would. So Charlie Cameron using
just got a blood rule here.
Second. Oh, well, there you
I
go.
think
So
it is Rampy
has to make the slow jog off. Cunningham's good to go coming back into the game, which is
just what you want to see with your direct opponent. Well, you're not direct opponent at the moment, but someone you've played at all day about the lineup for his third.
And Chad Warner's going to come off as well. They'll need his leg speed in the final 5 if the Swans are going to sense any kind of comeback. Cameron comes in now. Charlie. Nick Davis has called him for 3. Charlie has 3. From the set shot, 45 metres out on an angle. Cameron was perfect. 15 goals, 11, 101. The Brisbane Lions, they've hit triple figures over the Swans, 10-8, 68. Surely that's the death blow now on the Icon Services Solutions That Matter scoreboard. Brisbane are well and truly on their way to a drought-ending win here at the SCG.
Well done. Charlie Cameron, he was having a dirty day. His first set shot, he went around the corner and didn't even look like scoring, didn't register a point, but 3 goals, 1 late in the third term from a forward pressure, scrambled 1, kicked it off the ground in the goal square. 2 tackles here in the last quarter, 2 holding the balls, 2 shots on goal, 2 goals for him, 3 goals in the night. It's been a big turnaround. Harry Cunningham straight back to that matchup.
4th quarter action for Tyre Power. Save on Toyo. Massive Easter sale is on now. Brisbane getting it going forward again, and that's a massive kick. And Rayner marks in the paint.
Went 70 metres.
That was unbelievable out of the middle. So Brisbane, this will well and truly do it for Sydney, who are probably going to succumb to their 2nd loss of the year. Rayner puts it through now. Converts with 6 more, and Brisbane, they're going to end this 2009 drought and grab their 3rd win on the trot and claim 2nd position on the ladder, you would think. 17 and a half minutes gone on the Makita clock, but it's 16 goals, 11, 107. Brisbane over Sydney, 10 goals, 8, 68.
Well, look at the easy debit, join easy debit today replay, and that's one there. If you're a Swans defender, that ball is,
Archie off 2 steps too.
15 metres inside the centre square. As a defender, you probably look in relation to the footy, I'll take front spot, and he's just hit an absolute perfect barrel that's gone 70 metres, cleared the 2 Swans defenders, and Cam Rayner just takes an uncontested mark in the goal square. That's a defensive positioning, somewhat error, but you don't think he's going to, off 2 steps, hit a clean barrel 70 metres.
18 minutes and change gone, final term. Heaney with clean hands to Parker. And now the Swans are moving it inside forward 50 by Papley. He was in 2 minds about shooting for goal. In the end, Hayden McLean's got a hand to it, and it's rolled out over the boundary line.
Host plus turning point could have been Hayden McLean running into 50 in the third quarter when the Swans were really had the momentum mounting that comeback. Missed a set shot, missed one on the run. It's the difference between a good day and an ordinary day.
The Swans with a quick response potentially. It's just been
the king of the spoil.
Through.
It's been an absolute masterclass of spoiling Harris Andrews and co down there for the Brisbane Lions, and Tom McCartan for the Sydney Swans, to be fair, but a spoiling masterclass.
So Rich plays on after the minus score for Sydney, 16-11-107 over Sydney's 10-9-69. And Neil in under there once again, getting another little contested possession in traffic. Kennedy with it now for the Swans. Put it out in front of Mills, who's been the other very busy player on the ground. Play on with Mills now. Got it to Heaney. Heaney goes long to the Buddy direction. And McLean ended up getting a hand on it. And Buddy just used his body on Adams, who's going to win the free kick for Brisbane Lions, just in front of that goal square. And Adams moves it. Well, that's going to go out of bounds on the full in front of Ainsworth. Inside forward 50 only just. So Sam Reid, he'll kick where 50 meets the boundary. Left half forward, opens up the angle. He's going to chip it to the top of the square. And once again, the fist comes. It did shave that point post, though, from Adams. So out of bounds. And it's still inside Sydney's forward 50. 20 minutes gone, final term.
To all the young players out there, maybe listening and watching at the ground, or coaches, to be able to spoil the ball left hand and right hand, so important.
Free kick, Sydney. Holding. Heaney's going to win it. He kicked a goal in the second term from a tighter angle in that pocket, the right forward pocket for Sydney. Now he can go back and set shot one from about 20 to 25 metres out from goal on a slight angle. A comfortable attempt here for Isaac Heaney, who's been kicking goals for fun this season. And he does that right there. 16 goals, 11-107. Brisbane over the Swans. 11 goals, 9-75. So they close the margin, but they've still got plenty of work to do as time just runs away from the home side. Yeah, Heaney has his second.
They do, but it's important that you finish off games well. Both sides here. Probably the margin with there's still a fair bit of time on the clock, but they probably need 2 centre clearances here for 2 straight goals. But for the Swans, they have been a second half, last quarter side, and it's important that they keep sticking it out here and really keep their momentum going and don't just go, oh well, this one's gone, let's move on to next week. Try some different things out and keep working on your brand and your craft.
Tackler of the day for Toro. Count on Toro to get the job done. We got Florent,
Neil and Mills at the moment. And there's the centre bounce clearance to a shot.
Rowbottom hits up Franklin. So Big Buddy has another attempt now. He's been so good in this second half. This one from about 40-odd metres out. Pretty much in front, it should be said. And what a day out Big Bud has had. He has 5 for the game. Doesn't waste a lot of time. As he comes in now, kicks from about 45 metres. And Big Bud has 6. 16 goals, 7. 107 Brisbane, 12 goals, 981 the Swans. They're coming back. 26 points. They closed that margin too. And we've had just under 23 minutes in this final term for AFL Nation. For McDonald's, order via the MyMaccas app and start earning today. The Swans are finishing this one on a high, and Big Buddy has 6 goals.
You never know. 26 points. There's still time on the clock. 7 and a little bit minutes. 7 minutes and change to go for the Sydney Swans. And while you have Lance Franklin on a ground here that is conducive to centre clearance, if you dominate centre clearance, if you can go straight forward, you can get shots on goal straight away. Not hopeless here for the Swans.
Nick Davis is our expert for AFL Nation. buymystock.com.au. Neil with a hurried clearance, contested. It's going to be turned over though. McInerney goes and scoops it up at centre half back. Goulden works it well in the direction of Florent on the outer wing, who was hurried and pressured in the end. He kicks it out of bounds on the full. So Ollie Florent, congrats to him in game 100. Pick 11 back in the 2016 draft. And he keeps getting better, Ollie Florent, as the Lions
does this guy, Cam Rayner.
to left half forward. Cam Rayner sends it to the hot spot. McInerney had two hands at it. Couldn't quite reel it in. Ball on the deck now, and it's going to be claimed.
So
McInerney
does Cam
tackling
Rayner.
Bailey.
I just, look, number 1 draft pick, started shaky, knee reconstruction. I can see, a Callum Mills type trajectory for this guy. Number 1 draft pick for a reason, fought his way back from a knee injury and has just really started to find his niche here in the Lions team.
So Buddy tries to slap it forward as the ball's back in the centre of the ground. Heat's still on here. Mills tried to track it. Adams goes after it now. Kennedy's on the deck as well. Plenty of bodies in and around that ball, and finally it'll be a ball up. So just inside Brisbane's forward half. Laddams tried to get a kick. It was smothered. Lloyd now by a hand. He gets it again. Has to pinpoint this kick at centre half back. He does to Blakey. And Blakey a wheel onto that left boot, moving it forward into traffic, though. Gave Callum Mills plenty of work to do. Hayward with a handy tip on. McLean was tracked by Coleman. Gardner with a hurried handball. Now Lyons was tackled by Blakey. And now the Lions are out. They move it to right half forward. McCarthy's there with it. Turns back on the inside around Florent. Puts it on that left boot. Sends it long. And McInerney was back to send it over the boundary line. Inside Brisbane's forward 50. 16 goals, 11, 107. Brisbane lead over Sydney, 12 goals, 9, 81. Just under 26 minutes have elapsed here in this final term.
Yeah, 26 points behind. Justin McInerney, I'd be happy as a coach or defensive coach there to see him come over the top and try and have it and take the mark there and try and get a quick turnover. Yeah, he was able to diffuse the play, punch the ball out of bounds, but 25 points, 26 points with 5 minutes to go. I think the Swans need ball in hand.
Round 7 just about done and dusted. The Bulldogs and Pies winners earlier. Brisbane once again, they're not done yet. The Lions, Jared Lyons, he's snapped around the goal and he's kicked a beauty. So Brisbane extend 17-11, 113 they lead. The Swans 12-9, 81. And that was in traffic too. Jared Lyons with a second snap at it in quick succession. And I don't know, Nick Davis, potentially a goal of the game contender for Host Plus. That's a plus. I think Buddy still has honours back in that third quarter.
Yeah, I think he does, just through weight of numbers of goals, Big Bud. But it's going back to that point there. Justin McInerney comes over and probably had, clear run at the footy. The Lions player was out of position, went the spoil. Ball goes out of bounds. You have to defend another stoppage where 5 minutes to go. You probably, as I said, ball in hand. Let's try and take that mark and move the ball out of our defensive 50.
So McInerney gets it going forward for Brisbane once again. It finds grass. Tom McCartan tries to track it, slaps it out in front. McInerney for the Swans this time. Got it onto Florent, who works it inbounds to Buddy, who moves it quickly from the centre circle. And Dan Rich is back there to cut it off in front of Papley. Nick Davis, do we have a player of the day contender for Whirlpool Kitchen and Laundry Appliances?
Yeah, for me, it's going to be Lachie Neale. Oh, he's had 35 possessions. He kicked a really important goal. Really important goal in that third term when the Swans were mounting their comeback. And 35 possessions, 8 tackles and a goal to go head-to-head there with Callum Mills with 29 possessions. He's probably Lachie Neale definitely there for me.
Yeah, he's been outstanding today. McCluggage with it on the inside wing here at the SCG for Brisbane. happy to chew up some clock at this point, of course. Rayner flew. Had some impressive moments in this game as Blakey got the hurried clearance back towards Sydney's direction. Laddams with a decent handball to Bell, the Medi sub who's been brought into this game. That could be potentially... Actually, we'll have to figure out which Swan was subbed off, because Rampy is back out there after he was blood ruled out of this game momentarily earlier on in this fourth quarter. Inside forward 50 now for the Swans. 29 minutes have elapsed in this final term. 17 goals, 11, 113. The Lions lead the Swans 12 goals, 9, 81. And the Lions will finish the round in second position as Bell tried to get a hurried kick off the deck. Jackson Pryor with a handball back for Starcevic, and he has Harris Andrews in that back left pocket.
For me, looking at it down there, it's two players. Ronk looks like he's ready to go back on. Hayward looks like he's ready to go back on. The other two there on the bench, that is McLean and Mills. And is there one more?
Yeah, still trying to...
one more down there somewhere.
Trying to figure it out.
For Swans fans, you'd be very upset if it's Callum Mills.
Something obviously to keep an eye on. Kennedy tries to go after it. Warner with a fend off. Laddams now under pressure. Warner has to go back after it. Rich did pretty well in the tackling effort. The Swans still with possession now. Papley's released out the back. He snapped towards goal. It was on target, but it fell short, and Gardner takes the mark in the goal square for Brisbane. And there is a player down now.
No, there's a free kick
for the Lions.
Free kick to Heaney, and there is a Lions player down on the other side.
Yeah, just trying to identify
Ainsworth,
who it is. It could be Starcevic back there, potentially.
It doesn't look good, whoever it is.
For Brisbane.
Oh, no.
In all kinds of pain back there.
Well, Heaney kicks a goal.
So Heaney's put it through in the process as we figure out who's still playing in this game.
Who wants to go out? Who wants to trot on for the last 4 minutes? Lloyd's going back on.
So Harry Cunningham will not return.
There we go. And
he's been subbed out.
So he tried to go back on there, Harry, for a little while, and he's been taken back off. So
some kind of league complaint is the best we can offer at this point. And it looks like that the Lions player that was down is okay.
Ooh.
It was could have been Jackson Pryor, actually.
It was just a little twist of the knee there on his sort of own. So hopefully for him and all concerned that it's not too sort of serious there.
In just his 21st game of AFL footy as well, Jackson Pryor, his debut year last season. Brisbane now inside forward 50. It comes down for Cameron, a handball this time, and Jake Lloyd comes away with it. So Dane Rampy handballs it back to Goulden, who's under a bit of pressure. Squares a kick to McInerney, who is able to take a chest mark in front of his namesake, Oscar. But Justin will go back for Sydney. And now he finds Blakey at centre-half back, moving it quickly now. Blakey goes to Warner, just behind that centre circle. Warner goes short now to Mills, who gets another disposal. Blakey now, 55 from home, lowers the eyes and found Laddams, 40 from home. So the Swans, they're down by 26 points as we move past the 32-minute mark in this final quarter. And Peter Laddams, this will be his first shot on goal for the game. Come across from Port Adelaide this year, of course. Laddams looks like he's missed to the right-hand side. So Brisbane still out in front. 17 goals, 11, 113 to 13 goals, 10, 88. Play surely winding down here.
It is. And look, the Lions will be really happy with this win. There's been a talk around that, look, can they win the games that matter? Can they beat good sides away from home? They've had a great record. Geelong have been able to go down there and play in some pretty good games down there. But can they match it? Can they mix it with the top guns and be a top side? And
so Warner snaps for goal. It was back inside 50 for the Swans, but he just misses to the near side, another minor score.
And this is a sort of win that, as a coaching group and as a playing group, you can reference down the track when you've got big games coming up. You get into finals. You've got big home and away games. You can reference these matches and go, look, we went to Sydney when Sydney were flying and we were able to beat them, and it's a really good touch point to be able to use during the year.
So the ball lands into the hands of McCluggage at half-back, and now they send it forward to an open goal line. It won't matter. Madden was going after it, but you can hear the full-time siren in the background here at the SCG, and the drought is over for the Brisbane Lions. 17 goals, 11, 113 winners over Sydney. 13 goals, 11, 89. The drought from 2009 is over. The Brisbane Lions, they're up into second position on the ladder. So Brisbane Lions unofficially become the number one contender to the Melbourne Demons. They move into second position, and these two were leading the chasing pack, and the Lions come away victors away from home over the Swans. And post-game is coming up on AFL Nation. 17 goals, 11, 113 to 13 goals, 11, 89. Brisbane Lions over the Swans. We'll be back with post-game in a second.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for Tyre Power, your matchday favourites for tyre safety.
The Chicken Deluxe Burger at Macca's. Tender Aussie chicken in a crunchy coating with melted cheese, tomato and aioli. It's all the best bits in one delicious place. Chicken and Macca's, together and loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Available after 10:30am for a limited time only.
Safety Steel, time to get real.
Tim Watson here. Can you remember as a kid painting goals on the side of your dad's shed and shooting for goals day after day? Well, they built them tough back then, just like the sheds from Safety Steel. For prefab steel kit buildings and custom designed sheds that are tough and durable, search Safety Steel. For your dream shed, search Safety Steel.
Safety Steel, time to get real. Cold Flow. Heating and cooling.
Get your Dakin ducted heating cooling now. Keep your family warm this winter and prepare for summer with Cold Flow. Trade in your old inefficient heater for Dakin's premium inverter technology and save. Get in quick and save with Dakin's super efficient effective ducted heating at Cold Flow. Hurry, sale won't last. Call 1300 880 688. That's 1300 880 688.
If you're running your own business, you're an all-in-one kind of person. You're the CEO, the marketing director, and the bookkeeper. The buck stops with you. Makes sense then that you should use a payment solution that helps make getting paid easier. Easy Debit is the all-in-one payment solution. Whether it's direct debit for recurring or subscription payments, BPay for invoicing, FPOS, phone or online payments. When it comes to dollars, it just makes sense. Easy Debit. Payments done in one. Search EZI Debit today.
Jono, where are your safety boots?
In the Stariolode.
Hard hat, high-vis vest?
In the Stariolode.
Listen, I know you're used to feeling protected in the Stariolode, but that's only useful when you're inside the van, mate.
Hyundai Stariolode is the only commercial van that has both ANCAP 5-star and Platinum safety rating. And from just $47,990 drive away for ABN holders, now's a smart time to buy. T's and C's apply. Visit Hyundai.com.au/offers for details. Imagine that. Hyundai.
After this ad, we reckon you'll call everyone you know and tell them to make the switch to Kogan Mobile. Because Kogan Mobile's small 365-day plan now costs just $99 for 12 months with a monster 100 gig of data. That's 365 days of Kogan Mobile for just $99. That's under $9 a month. So, who will you call first to talk about Kogan Mobile's 365-day plan? Make the switch at koganmobile.com.au/radio.
There's a budget over there, there's a budget over there, and there's a budget over there.
What are you doing?
Counting all the budget locations around Melbourne. There's a budget over there.
There are 30 all over Melbourne.
Why so many?
So there's always a budget location right around the corner from our customers, with more great offers too.
Great offers right around the corner. I knew that.
Just visit budget.com.au. They're all there.
Thank you.
Get an instant price estimate on any residential address with O'Brien Real Estate and you'll become an expert on the market. Powered by CoreLogic's data and technology, you'll also receive valuable information on trends and statistics. Simply visit o'brienrealestate.com.au.
Oh, a good mark to Wilson. He plays on at full pace and kicks a beauty to Thomas. Thomas gives off to Harris. Harris closes in on 50, but wait, he's tackled by Smith. Or is it Williams? Williams scrabbles for the ball, kicks it to a guy in blue, who kicks it to some other guy in blue. Now some tall bloke has the ball. He kicks it to an even taller bloke. Kick, handball, kick.
Don't miss the best bits. You won't miss a moment if you drink Wise. Proudly brought to you by Drinkwise.
You're listening to the 2022 Premiership season on AFL Nation. For Sports Power, your local footy experts.
Twilight footy at the SCG, done and dusted. Round 7, done and dusted for AFL Nation. We were asking pre-game who would become the number one contender to take it up to the Melbourne Demons, the Swans or the Lions in this top 4 showdown. These two led the chasing pack and Brisbane come away the victors. This is the post-game show for Thirsty Camel Bottle Shops. Answer the Camel's call, Thirsty Camel Bottle Shops. It's Phil Pryor with you alongside our expert Nick Davis. The final score: if you need Victoria Police but not the sirens, call the police assistance line on 31444. The final time, full-time scoreline, the Swans, the home side, 13 goals, 11-89 to Brisbane's 17 goals, 11-113. The Lions took care of business away from home. They ended their 13-year drought here at the SCG to win by 24 points. Nick Davis will bring you in for the post-game show here on AFL Nation. General thoughts before we get into some of the specifics?
Yeah, I really enjoyed the game. I thought early, as you said on the stats, you had the